Good morning, Manitoba. It is Thursday, July the 3rd. You're watching CTV Morning Live. Thank you so much for being with us. Ainsley Mayfield is live just down the street for the downtown farmers market. It is officially opening outside again for the season. She's going to introduce us to many different businesses that set up there and all the different vendors, as well as tell us exactly what you can expect this season because they have a lot planned outside of that market. But first, your headlines. A bold theft in broad daylight caught on camera. Why a Portage la Prairie shop owner says enough is enough. If wildfires force you to leave it all behind, there's help. The federal government will now replace your lost documents for free. And wrestling in Greece just got extra virgin and extremely slippery. Bringing it, Terry, now it is Thursday. The weekend is just around the corner, and it was a hot one last night. It's going to stay hot today?
Yeah, probably even hotter yet, Rochelle. I mean, the heat, it just keeps ramping up, and so today we're certainly going to be feeling it. Beginning the day at 15 degrees, which is a little bit above seasonal. Around 13 would be a normal low this time of year. The winds right now are light. That will likely change throughout the afternoon. At the moment, they're from the south-southeast, just 11 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling, humidity sitting at 73%. Pretty clear sky. That will start to change. We'll see a few more clouds building up throughout the day today. Not a whole lot to show you here on the satellite image over the southeastern part of the province, but you can see through west central Manitoba the beginnings of some precipitation. Northern Manitoba, you started that a little bit earlier on this morning, so that is going to be passing through northern Manitoba. There it is, just beginning through west central Manitoba, and we're likely to stay on the drier side through the daytime today. Hot, dry, and then tonight get our round at that precipitation, so it could be woken up. This is 2 a.m. this morning where I've stopped this. That is a very early start if those thunderstorms do in fact wake you up. So that'll be about the time that our alarms are ringing, to be fair. So Mother Nature, thank you for that. Anyway, we could use another round of precipitation after some heat today, and the heat will certainly be felt more so than it has been the past couple of days. So pushing up into those low 30s for today. Again tomorrow, that chance of thunderstorms is actually more so into the overnight than tomorrow daytime. And then there is the possibility still of some dayside precipitation, some possible power showers passing through.
Thank you, Terry. A store owner in Portage la Prairie is sharing a video of a brazen daytime theft to show how widespread the retail theft problem is getting. She says the person on the video is a repeat offender, and there are others like her. And as CTV's Jeff Keel shows you now, she says there's little they can do about it.
In this security footage, you can see a woman on the right side of the screen take clothing and put it in a bag. The owner of the store says the individual then took off without paying.
And so it was 40 seconds from the second the first door opened to the second she walked out. And it was $450 worth of product in the 40 seconds.
Jenna Braxma says the person has stolen from them many times, and there are others just like her. The Threes Company boutique owner in Portage la Prairie says chronic shoplifters are caught, released, and back stealing again.
We have multiple different videos of thefts.
She's sharing this one video to make the point this is a daily occurrence for many small businesses, impacting the bottom line and their staff.
It's an awful feeling as an owner.
The province says it is keeping a closer watch on chronic offenders with electronic monitoring and has directed provincial prosecutors to consider the impact on the community during a bail hearing.
Now it's really for up to the federal government to take that step to strengthen those criminal code measures to ensure that people are being held to account.
The federal justice minister's office says people who are a risk to public safety or a flight risk should not be given bail. Our government is committed to cracking down on repeat violent offenders by making bail laws stricter for violent and organized crime, home invasion, car theft, and human trafficking.
It's incredibly frustrating.
But the mayor of Portage la Prairie says bail laws need to be changed not just for violent offenders, but those who continually commit non-violent acts like theft.
We need more rehabilitation. We need these small, petty things to be dealt with because that's what's affecting the heart of our communities.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
RCMP tells CTV News a 45-year-old woman was arrested and remains in custody until a July 18th court date. Court records show charges from June 17th of theft under $5,000, and on June 18th, a charge for possession of property obtained by crime and a weapons offense. Police say a sharp-eyed employee spotted a man carrying a handgun at a Winnipeg mall. It happened Monday evening in the 1200 block of St. Mary's Road. That's near the intersection with Abinogi-Mi'kmaq, where St. Vital Centre is located. Police say the worker noticed a man putting a gun into his satchel and notified security, who kept an eye on him until police arrived. A 35-year-old man was arrested and is accused of carrying a handgun, ammo, a knife, and a couple grams of cocaine. No one was injured and no threats were made. Police would not identify them all. People who have been affected by wildfires can now apply to have important federal documents replaced for free. The government says that extends to things such as passports, citizenship cards, or travel documents that were lost, damaged, or otherwise made inaccessible by wildfires. If you've already paid to replace them and did so after April 1st, you can instead request a refund. Additionally, temporary residents, international students, and other visitors who were impacted by the fires can apply to restore or extend their status or renew their permits free of charge. The measures are in place until November 30th. The Nikia Creek wildfire near Lytton, BC is now being held after people nearby were briefly forced to flee.
Really not expecting it to grow outside its current boundaries.
Officials in BC say the fire started on Monday. It's been 4 years to the day of that devastating fire that destroyed Lytton and killed 2 people. Another fire north of Lytton, the Eisman Creek wildfire, is now burning out of control, quadrupling in size from Tuesday night. There are also evacuation orders and alerts in place along Highway 12. The road is closed between Lytton and Lillooet.
The storms that brought the cooler, wetter weather also brought significant lightning with them. And as that area dried out, we have started to pick up more fires, primarily on the western half of the province.
The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says thousands of lightning strikes have caused a significant rise in active wildfires. As of Wednesday afternoon, there are 65 active wildfires in the province. 20 of those are not contained. The most prominent fire burning right now is near Bear Creek Resort and La Plage First Nation, forcing 185 people from their homes. That fire is about 8,000 hectares. The U.S. House of Representatives are debating this morning as Republicans struggle to pass President Donald Trump's spending bill. The only progress so far has been a procedural roll call, which took about 6 hours to pass. The spending bill passed by the Senate has the distinction of being disliked by both moderate and hardline Republicans. Moderates don't like cuts to programs like Medicaid. Hardliners object to spending that will balloon the national debt. Despite the opposition, Republicans are trying to push it through as fast as they can. President Trump wants the bill on his desk by the 4th of July. People living in and around northern Greece are carrying on an age-old tradition in the wrestling ring.
You look from outside, you don't see a big difference, but when you wrestle, you have a very big difference because you don't have a similar tactics.
In ancient Greece, athletes used to rub themselves with olive oil for the Olympic Games, which included wrestling. Both amateurs and professionals recently oiled up for matches on a local football pitch. Those that do it say what's probably obvious. It's way more difficult than the wrestling we know today, since the oil makes it really hard to get a grip on your opponent. No doubt. Here's a look now what's going on the Norwood Bridge. Things are slowly moving here. Not too bad. No issues to tell you about. It looks like a pretty good start to the day so far. If you see any problems out on the streets, please let us know. Let's go down to Ainsley McPhail, who's live just in front of Hydro Place. That's where the downtown farmers market is officially opening again for this season outside in just a few hours. Good morning.
Good morning, Rochelle. Yeah, the hustle and bustle hasn't quite started. What I love about the downtown market on Thursdays is that it's a one-stop shop. So you can either get your produce, do a little grocery run, do mom's birthday gift, or enjoy a sweet treat yourself. There's dozens of vendors here, and throughout the morning we're going to be interviewing them, including intergalactic sauces. We're going to be interviewing them about the baked goods as well, and from what I understand, she gives away the baked goods after after the market if there's some left over, which is very, very sweet too. There's also going to be a live performance by the Norman Chief Memorial Dancers, and the first 100 people are going to be given magnets by the Downtown Winnipeg Biz, who will be chatting with us in about an hour's time as well. So lots going on. I do want to mention in my last 10 seconds that Downtown Transit is going to be here too to answer any questions you may have about the new system.
Perfect. Okay, thank you, Ainsley. Terry, if you're feeling those midweek blues, this might be just what you need.
If you're having a bad day, I don't have advice for you. I do have this for you.
Oh yeah, that's all you need. Not bad at all. Blossom may not have any advice for you, but she knows that Birdie the goat always brightens up dull days. She's not kidding. Look at her face and look at this little face. Both of them bringing a smile to ours this morning. So sweet. What a little sweetheart. How's
I also like a goat named Birdie. Almost as good as a cat named Dog. Pig named Sheep.
Yeah, that's a good one too. A little bit of a breeze out there right now.
A slight one for now, but a big one later on. These winds are expected to be increasing throughout the day today, along with the temperatures. Oh my goodness, it is going to get hot. We're already slightly above seasonal, but only by a couple degrees. So 13 degrees would be a normal low. 15 is where we begin now with that breeze, just 9 clicks out of the southeast. The pressure falling and the humidity is sitting at 69%. Those winds are expected to increase. At times they could be gusting to about 50 kilometers per hour. Now, moving air will be welcome today as these temperatures soar. And hotter than yesterday. We're pushing up into the low 30s later on this afternoon. That kind of heat does set us up for the potential for some thunderstorms, and we're likely to see that activity rolling through in the evening overnight hours. Some places will see that activity dayside today. Northern Manitoba waking up to some showers. West central Manitoba just beginning to see that activity, which will also be passing through into the east central side of the province as the day goes on. And then yes, overnight, that's when our risk comes for the possible thunderstorms passing along. And then heat for the rest of the week is still going to be on the warmer side this weekend, but the temperatures will settle from where they're going to get to the next couple of days. Taking a break right now. We'll be back with more CTV Morning Live.
CTV Morning Live weather brought to you by ABC Fire and Safety, your CO2 refill store.
Good morning. Coming up to 6:15, it will be a hot day today in the prairies with heat warnings in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba.
The longer the stretch of heat that happens, generally the higher the bather load becomes.
In Manitoba, heat warnings are in effect for much of the south and as far north as Lake St. Martin in the Interlake. Warnings have also been issued for northwestern Ontario. Wading pools across the city are now open. However, one splash pad is missing a popular feature. The water slide at the Dakota Community Center Water Play Park is gone. The city says the slide had to be removed because of accessibility issues. As part of a renewal project, crews have also repaired the wading pool. The city says it knows getting rid of the slide is disappointing to some people. However, they note new features will be added, including buckets that fill with water and dump it every few seconds. These features have zero water depth and a flat surface, so anyone can enjoy them. Splash pads are open between 9:30 and 8:30 until September the 1st. It may soon become more affordable to use the weight room at one city pool. The city is exploring the possibility of lowering the fees for the fitness area at Sherbrooke Pool. Emotion says the entrance fee is higher than similar facilities in the area, and lowering fees would help draw more people in. It currently costs $8.14 to access both the pool and fitness area. During the meeting on Wednesday, the Community Services Committee directed the public service to review possible rate changes and report back in 90 days. Canada's trade talks with the U.S. have restarted. On Wednesday, Prime Minister Mark Carney sat down with top industry executives in the auto sector. Here's CTV's Mike LeCouture on how to get negotiations back in the right direction.
Inside the Prime Minister's office, Mark Carney huddled for an hour with the Canadian CEOs of GM, Ford, Stellantis, and the Canadian Vehicle Manufacturers Association. When it was done, François-Philippe Champagne said little about the discussion.
We had a very good meeting talking about the industry, and we've been very, very clear we're always going to be there to support the workers and the industry.
He refused to say whether or not the federal government will keep the electric vehicle mandate. By next year, 20% of new passenger vehicles sold in Canada must be either battery-powered or hybrid. It was something car makers clearly wanted to discuss ahead of the meeting.
EV mandate itself is not sustainable. The targets that have been established cannot be met, and that will be part of the discussion.
Those in the industry say EVs currently account for 9% of total sales. And if they fall short, Flavio Volpe says it's the car companies that pay.
To sell regular combustion units, they've got to buy a credit from some company that's earned it, or spend $20,000 per unit on charging infrastructure.
On top of that, those same car companies continue to deal with 25% tariffs from the U.S. Now, there is a carve-out for components that are built in America through the integrated supply chain. Still, Canadian auto exports in the U.S. fell by 23% in April.
They make 6 or 7% a year of profit. If there is a tariff in for 5, 10, 25%, it makes those operations untenable.
According to a readout from the Prime Minister's office, the meeting also looked at ways to make Canada's auto sector more sustainable and competitive in the face of shifting trading relationships, something that could be more urgent if Canada isn't able to strike a trade deal with the U.S. in the next 19 days.
Hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs was denied bail Wednesday after a split verdict at his federal criminal trial in New York. A jury cleared him of the most serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, but found him guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. His lawyers are still calling it a major win.
They acquitted him of the sex trafficking, which he was absolutely innocent of. They acquitted him of the racketeering conspiracy that he was absolutely innocent of, and all of the components to it. The kidnapping, he was innocent of that. The arson, he was innocent of that. The obstructing justice, he was innocent of that. And that is no longer just me saying that. That is the verdict of our jury.
The verdict came in after more than 14 hours of deliberations. Combs is now awaiting sentencing. Each of the prostitution transportation charges carries as much as 10 years behind bars. A bizarre situation for a BC woman who was mistakenly declared dead by the Canadian government has now been resolved.
That I was speaking to told me that it really shocked her that when that was done, it should have been repaired within an hour of my call.
It all started when June's husband passed away last September. She filed his last tax return, but when her tax assessment arrived, it was addressed to the estate of the late June Miller. She had to provide several documents to rectify the situation. After CTV News shared her story, Service Canada reached out to apologize. Here's a look now at what's happening in traffic on Kenaston and Sterling Lyon. So far, so good in this area. No issues to tell you about. If you see problems out there, please let us know.
Traffic is brought to you by Curtis Carpets, Manitoba's flooring experts.
All right, we are seeing the sun shining over us this morning, and it's going to be bringing plenty of heat. Looking now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. So a seasonal low temperature would be about 13 degrees. We're only a couple above that now, but we will be soaring above the seasonal daytime high of 25. So typical gains would be about 10 degrees. We're going to do a lot better than that today. Maybe not better so much. I feel like it's going to be maybe perhaps too much heat for a lot of people. But mid-teens is where most of us are beginning right now, although Melita coming in at 21 degrees and just a little bit cooler single digits for Pinawa, waking up at a slightly below seasonal start of 9 degrees. It's the coolest temperature that we're seeing throughout the entire province today, because even northern Manitoba is waking up in mid to high teens. Now, for northern Manitoba, you're also waking up to some precipitation. It's heat warnings that we're waking up to here throughout the south. That's the pink that you're seeing all throughout the basically southern part of the province and parts of northwestern Ontario. And then the red over the Big Lakes, that is a wind warning. Now, we too will deal with some stronger winds increasing through the day today. today. The showers across northern Manitoba never read on the satellite image, but they'll be there. And then also through central Manitoba, beginning on the western side, pushing over to the east later today. We're starting out on the clearer side here throughout the south, but the possibility for us is the precipitation moving in overnight. So showers or thunderstorms expected in those wee morning hours. Here's a look at how the mercury will rise today. 28 degrees by midday, 33 degrees are expected high today, with these low 30s all through central and southern Manitoba and northern Manitoba pushing up into those mid, almost high 20s. So yes, a bit of a scorcher for today and tomorrow, settling a little bit down for the weekend. And then we're going to see the mercury on the rise again next week. A couple of double rainbows making an appearance out in Douglas. Thanks to Nancy for this pretty photo. And keep them coming, please, to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca. We're taking a break. We'll see you soon.
Good morning. Almost 90% of Canadians use e-transfers to send money, with more than 1 billion transactions happening each year. Sending funds this way is considered secure and safe, but criminals are now finding ways to hack into email accounts to steal your money. Here's CTV's Pat Foran.
Everybody just keeps telling me it's not their responsibility, and too bad for me.
Tracy Brill of Oshawa recently retired and decided to take a trip with her husband this past March. A person in Saskatchewan had a condo for rent in Mexico and asked Brill to send her almost $3,500. Brill checked the email address and e-transferred the funds.
This was sent to the right email, and she didn't get it. Somebody else's, the money's gone.
The receiver did not have auto deposit set up, and Brill says she unfortunately used a security question that was easy to guess. But she had no idea hacking an e-transfer was possible.
I got a phone call from the bank that said that the money had been intercepted by another email.
Brill did get her vacation, but had to pay for the trip twice.
I had to pay it again.
When we reached out to Interac, a spokesperson said, if an individual does not have Interac e-transfer auto deposits set up, we recommend selecting security questions with answers that are not easily guessable or based on publicly available information.
E-transfer fraud is one of the fastest growing financial crimes in Canada.
Francis Sims, a cybersecurity expert at Humber College, says while auto deposit is not fail-safe, it's one of the best ways to make sure your e-transfer gets to where it's supposed to go.
Auto deposit helps a lot, because then if somebody's email account was compromised, well, what happens is as soon as the e-transfer is sent, it automatically goes into the bank account that's associated with that particular email.
Auto deposit is secure and convenient, helps protect against email fraud, verifies transactions are sent to the intended recipient, and the money is automatically deposited without security questions. As for Brill, the theft has her reconsidering using e-transfers.
I will not be using e-transfer for large amounts of money going forward.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
It's that time of year again, and CTV, along with Chicken Chef, wants to see how you're soaking up the Manitoba summer. Whether it's concerts, golf, or getaways, share your best photos with us. These are just a few of the amazing moments from last year. And now it's your turn. Share your favorite summer photo for a chance to win the $5,000 grand prize. On top of that, there are daily draws where you can also score $50 Chicken Chef gift certificates. Plus, you will also take home a stylish fire table and patio umbrella from Discount Furniture Winnipeg. It's perfect for making your backyard the ultimate summer hangout spot. So get snapping, share your summer magic with us.
CTV Morning Live is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
The sun is shining. The heat is getting cranked up today. 15 degrees is where we start, with a light wind out of the southeast. It's just 9 kilometers per hour, but that too will be increasing throughout the day today. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 69%. It's not quite as muggy or humid as it was yesterday morning, but it will end up being a hotter day likely than what we dealt with yesterday. Clearer, you can see that starting out here on the satellite image, but there is a little bit of activity through west central Manitoba Manitoba, even just down. We could possibly see some precipitation rolling in through Brandon later today. Northern Manitoba doesn't read on this map, but you can expect some showers today as well. Staying pretty dry through most of southern Manitoba. Dry but incredibly hot. 33 degrees, that's where we're headed today. Mix of sun and cloud, and those winds I mentioned increasing. At times they could be gusting to 50 kilometers per hour. So a very warm and windy day expected for us today. Still very warm overnight, dropping only to 20 degrees with a risk of thunderstorms in the early morning hours. Winds will start to ease a little bit, still out of the south, and then those winds shifting for tomorrow. Still a whole lot of heat. There is the possibility of some shower activity popping up throughout the day tomorrow. We wouldn't mind that. A little bit of precipitation to maybe try and cool us down a little bit. There you can see through the weekend it will actually cool ever so slightly before those temperatures slowly start to rise again as we continue through the middle of next week.
Thank you, Terry. 2 people, one of whom was a member of a Winnipeg band, have died after a Canada Day crash on a Manitoba highway. RCMP say the crash happened at around 3:30 p.m., about 3 kilometers north of the community of Bozeman. They say a vehicle headed south on Highway 10 in western Manitoba veered over the center line and hit a vehicle that may have been parked. They say a 42-year-old man and a 31-year-old woman in the vehicle that may have been stationary died in hospital. Royal Canoe confirmed their band member, bassist Brendan Berg, died in the crash a day before what would have been his 43rd birthday. His partner, Olivia Mihalchuk, was also killed. This Facebook post by the band from Wednesday paid tribute to Berg and to Mihalchuk. A man and woman in the other vehicle were taken to hospital with critical injuries, and the investigation continues. The province has announced it is increasing the price of cannabis by 2%. The province is the wholesale provider of cannabis to retail outlets. They're now charging those stores an extra 2%. Minister Glenn Zamar says adjustments like these are made as the cannabis industry matures. And despite the price hike, Zamar doesn't believe the industry will go up in smoke.
We'll have a competitive price like we've always had for this product in Manitoba. And with the market, with the adjustment, we'll still have the lowest markup in the country. So our concern is making sure that Manitobans are treated fairly and that the revenues created by cannabis sales and markups go towards serving Manitobans.
Minister Simard says they are working with the cannabis industry on potential changes in the future. This could include lifting the requirement that windows and doors be covered. A woman being sued by her ex-boyfriend over a Lotto 649 jackpot says she doesn't owe him a cent. That's according to her statement of defense filed last week. CTV's Daniel Homerson has been following this case closely, and as he shows you now, Crystal McKay denies ghosting her ex after collecting the $5 million prize.
A Manitoba woman who won the lottery says the ticket was a gift and the $5 million jackpot is rightfully hers and hers alone. Crystal McKay is being sued by her ex-boyfriend Lawrence Campbell 16 months after cashing in a Lotto 649 ticket.
Manitoba's newest lottery millionaire, Crystal McKay of Winnipeg.
According to his lawsuit filed in May, Campbell alleges he bought the ticket for himself in January 2024, but was told he couldn't claim the winnings because he didn't have valid ID or a bank account. Instead, he alleges he was instructed to let McKay publicly claim the prize and hold on to the money until he got his affairs in order. In a statement of defense filed in Manitoba's Court of King's Bench on June 27th, McKay says Campbell gave her the ticket as a birthday present.
And she's been asking me for like 3 weeks already just to get a ticket, but I never went and got one. So, and then we finally drove by one, and I was like, hey, I might as well just go get you one right now then. So.
She claims after checking the winning numbers online, she scanned and signed the ticket at a Shoppers Drug Mart with Campbell recording the moment. The statement of defense says, quote, the plaintiff stated in the video he recorded that his girl won the lotto. At no point did he state he won. McKay says she signed documents at the Western Canada Lottery Corporation a couple days later, stating she was the sole owner of the ticket. McKay says there was never a discussion between the couple or with the Lottery Corporation that she was claiming the prize on his behalf. Further, she alleges Campbell signed a release stating, quote, he did not have any claim to or interest in the ticket or any prize resulting to the ticket holder. Campbell claims McKay dumped him shortly after and kept the money for herself. He also alleges she, quote, ghosted him by cutting off contact. McKay said in her statement that she asked to end the relationship nearly a month before the lottery win and denies any allegation she ghosted him. In an emailed statement, Campbell's lawyer says, quote, the defense filed by Miss McKay is logically contrarian, emotionally aggressive, and legally unsound at every turn, let alone patently unreasonable. None of the claims have been tested in court. Daniel Halmerson, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The Western Canada Lottery Corporation and Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries were also named as defendants in the lawsuit. It alleges Campbell was given bad advice and wasn't warned of the inherent risk of allowing his then partner to claim the winnings. Both corporations filed statements of defense this week. The corporations say they either deny the allegations or have no knowledge of them. The statement says they do not owe a duty of care to Campbell, and they ask that the claim be dismissed with costs. Some of the best food at this mall can be found on the roof.
We have lettuce, beets, a lot of tomatoes, a lot of potatoes, a little bit of radishes, some spinach.
The Stone Road Mall in Guelph started its roof garden in 2021. Since then, it has produced more than 2,000 pounds of food. The garden is maintained by mall staff, and all the food harvested goes to a non-profit food distributor. Here's what's happening now on McPhillip Street. Things are moving well starting off this Thursday morning. If you see any problems or if you see any crashes or stalls, let us know, please. Here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.34. The provincial average is lower at $1.30. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.28. The lowest price in Winnipeg is $1.16. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
Price at the pump brought to you by kidneycard.ca. Get a free tow and a tax receipt for value of your car.
The Downtown Biz Outdoor Farmers Market is back for the season. Ainsley, that is where you're joining us now. Good morning.
Good morning, Rochelle. Whether it be getting your produce or maybe a sweet treat this morning, the downtown market is the perfect place to do it on Thursdays. Olivia Bilson joins us to tell us all about it. So empty now, but vendors are going to start kind of setting up at 7 o'clock. What can we expect?
We can expect we've got over 30 vendors, as you mentioned, a great variety, food, preserves, house products, jewelry, anything you really need. We've got it here. This year at our farmers market, we're really looking to enhance our market, not just amongst the vendors, but we're bringing in special entertainment, workshops throughout the whole summer season. And so today, we're actually kicking off the summer farmers market. We had the Norman Memorial Chief Dancers joining us from 12 until 1 o'clock. We'll be right here, right where we're standing. So some really great live music and dancing this afternoon at noon. It's a beautiful day for the farmers market, so we're really looking to kick things off in a great way today.
And why incorporate the entertainment component?
You know what? Downtown is really vibrant. We're really looking to build on the community. We really want to showcase the vibrancy of downtown, the vibrancy of our community, and so we're really just looking to level that up a little bit.
And you want to make it an educational experience as well, especially for folks trying to navigate the new transit system. This is a space now where people can have those questions answered today.
Absolutely. As you can tell, it's a little bit quieter behind us. This used to be a bus route. Those buses are no longer on Graham Avenue. So Winnipeg Transit is going to be joining us today and our next farmers market. They're bringing their community bus. It'll be parked along Graham Avenue just to talk to folks, to navigate some of those changes, answer any of the questions they may have as it relates to some of the new bus routes.
Lots more happening downtown as well. You mentioned its vibrancy. I won't ask you to list every single odd and end, but quickly, what else is left?
We've got our concert series running every Tuesday throughout the summer. We have our Downtown Family Movie Night that's happening later in August. We have our dim sum tours happening once every Saturday. Our Furry Fridays market happening 2 Fridays over at True North Square, just sort of over behind us. And that's about it. So we got lots going on, carrying us right through into the summer, into September as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Olivia. We've got more coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, including chats with the vendors.
Okay, thank you, Ainsley. Let's go out to the rooftop now. The breeze is stirring everybody's hair this morning, and it's just going to get crazier.
Yeah, I mean, stirring your hair this morning, but it's going to be a ponytail day later today with those winds expected to be gusting perhaps to 50 kilometers per hour. So, yes, winds increasing. Heat increasing. I'm standing out here right now soaking up the sunshine at a pleasant 15 degrees. We're probably going to soar a little bit beyond what is pleasant for a lot of people's comfort zones. Myself, I love the heat, and I'm always napping at the peak heat anyway, so I'm not mad about where we're headed today. But for some of you that don't love that real intense heat, get out this morning because it is quite pleasant, especially with the lighter winds right now. Sun will be sticking around throughout most of the day today here in the southeast, but not everybody is going to be seeing that. Through northern Manitoba, you're waking up to some showers. West central Manitoba is beginning to see some of that activity as well. And as the day goes on, what's moving through west central Manitoba right now will end up in east central Manitoba this afternoon. It's probably not going to be until overnight that the storms roll through for us. So dayside, plenty of sunshine and heat, getting stormy overnight. Taking a break right now. We'll be back with more on CTV Morning Live.
CTV Morning Live weather brought to you by Canadian Footwear, helping you find the perfect fit.
Looking at the early markets, a green start is on the table this morning. Dow futures are up 42 points, while the S&P futures have inched up 2 points. NASDAQ futures are also in the green, up 11. The Canadian dollar is seeing a slight dip this morning. Overseas, the Hang Seng is down 151 points, while Japan's Nikkei is ticking higher, up 23 points. Good morning, it is 6:45. A 39-year-old woman has been killed in a stabbing in Selkirk. RCMP say it happened late Monday at a business on Manitoba Avenue in the city just north of Winnipeg. Police and emergency medical services responded to the call and found a woman with critical injuries. She died a short time later in hospital. Her death is being investigated as a homicide, and police have made no arrests. On Wednesday, Selkirk RCMP released these two images of a woman they want to identify and speak to. RCMP say they believe this person was in the vicinity of the stabbing. If you know who this person is, you're asked to call Selkirk RCMP or Crime Stoppers. A Winnipeg towing company has taken the city to court, alleging its competitor was given preferential treatment over contracts worth millions of dollars. Bison Towing's lawsuit takes issue with two separate contracts that were awarded to Tartan Towing last year. One was for the city's parking authority and the other for police. Bison says it had the strongest offers, and it claims Tartan should have been disqualified because of ongoing legal issues between it and the city. Bison claims it lost out on more than $4 million yearly on top of money it spent upgrading its storage space to meet the contract requirements. The City of Winnipeg declined to comment as the matter is before the courts. Tartan Towing is not named as a defendant. It's a noxious weed you may never have heard of, but water hemp has plagued producers for years. Now it's being downgraded by the province of Manitoba. CTV's Harrison Shin has more.
On Janice Johansson's calm soybean field in Lac du Bonnet, an unwelcome imposter might be lurking. It is called water hemp, a type of plant that can grow so tall it towers above crops. It had been classified as a Tier 1 noxious weed all over southern Manitoba.
Under the Noxious Weed Act, Tier 1 means that the landowner or producer is obligated by law to eradicate every single plant that is found and destroy.
But as of June 20th, the province downgraded it to Tier 2 in 28 RMs.
By moving it to Tier 2, you still, as a producer and landowner, are required to eradicate it if it's under 20 acres. But if it's over 20 acres, then the producer works more towards containment.
Johansson is on the lookout for water hemp in her fields.
If water hemp is left unmanaged on a particular field and nothing done, it can overtake an entire field of 160 acres within 3 to 4 years.
Part of the problem? Each plant grows a lot of seed.
So if it goes uncontained or unmanaged, it can become a very significant, costly problem for food production.
Producers can apply chemicals or mow it down to control it, but for Johansson, the most effective way? Do both.
There's a number of different things that we can do. So implementing all of these different components is what is going to make us successful in the end of managing this problem. Not just sticking with one particular method of management, but incorporating them all over the long term.
Harrison Shin, CTV News, Lac du Bonnet.
The artistry and resilience of generations of Métis grandmothers will serve as the foundation of a new heritage center in downtown Winnipeg.
This is more than a collection. It is an artistic and culturally relevant legacy.
Wednesday, the Manitoba Métis Federation welcomed the transfer of stewardship of the Our Grandmother's collection. It includes around 147 pieces from the early 19th century through 1910, including clothing, blankets, fire bags, embroidery, beadwork, weaving, and more. The collection was assembled over the past 2 decades by professor and artisan Gregory Schofield, who noticed a lack of Métis representation in museum and gallery collections.
These pieces really carry our histories, they carry our stories, they carry our geographies, and so it was very important for me to be able to collect them.
The Our Grandmother's collection will go on display with artifacts MMF has been assembling on its own at the Red River Métis National Heritage Center. The center at the corner of Portage and Main is expected to open in 2027. After 138 years in business, Del Monte has filed for bankruptcy. The company is entering Chapter 11 proceedings in the U.S. with the goal of finding a buyer. It says it has almost $1 billion in funding lined up to keep operations going as it restructures. Del Monte products outside the U.S. are not affected. The next time you pour yourself a cup of coffee, you might want to consider holding the cream and sugar. A new study suggests taking your coffee black could help you live longer. Researchers at Tufts University looked at more than 46,000 U.S. adults over a 10-year period and found that coffee drinkers who put little or no sugar and cream in their coffee had a lower risk of death from cardiovascular disease. In fact, drinking black coffee was associated with a 14% lower risk of all-cause mortality as compared to no coffee consumption. I don't know how I feel about that. Here's a look now at the current traffic situation at Osborne Street. It looks like, or at Confusion Corner, it looks like things are moving well. Starting off this morning, no issues to tell you about. If you see problems out there, please let us know.
All right, it is beautiful outside this morning, but if heat is not your thing, make sure that you're enjoying these morning hours before it really starts to ramp up. 15 degrees right now with southeast winds 9 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 69%. 15 to begin the day, not bad at all. Where we're headed though, yes, it is going to be a scorcher. And in fact, that's going to be the case across the entire province. Now, while we're waking up to the sunshine, that's not the case for everyone. You can see already the precipitation moving through west central Manitoba. You can't see it across the north. It just doesn't read on the satellite image, but you can bet that there's going to be some showers or maybe some thunderstorms there as well. But look at these temperatures where they're headed today. Basically mid to high 20s all through northern Manitoba, several degrees above what you would expect for this time of year. So brace yourself and, like I said, enjoy the morning hours. Well, it's slightly cooler. If you are out later on into the day, make sure that you're using all of your sun smarts or rain smarts in this case. But just know, heat and humidity can really make for some stifling conditions, and you will need to find yourself in a cooler place at some points today, at least to take some breaks from that intense heat. Bit soggy at times through west central and southwestern Manitoba. We're already beginning to see that here on the satellite image. On the southeastern side, a little bit drier for a little bit longer, although those showers will start to creep through. It's more so overnight that risk of thunderstorms is there for us. Stronger winds will be increasing today along with that breeze, so at least that air mass is going to be moving a little bit. Low 30s for the next couple of days and only slightly cooler or more seasonal as we look ahead to the weekend.
Thank you, Terry. A Quebec man has lost his home after a century-old tree was cut down but then fell the wrong way. Here's CTV's Matt Gilmore.
The moment captured on video. It's when 65-year-old Daniel Delille says he lost everything.
That's my room there. I got 3 rooms upstairs. So we see my bed there. My office went the other side. All the stove, everything brand new. The washing machine, table, everything is brand new inside. I lost everything.
On June 23rd, he says a tree felling service was hired to cut down this enormous tree just feet from his back door. Delille, who's been renting the house for 15 years, says he wasn't home when the job was done. Video taken by his neighbor shows the tree was not taken down in pieces. Instead, it appears the plan was to pull the tree away from the house.
There was like a loader pulling up a cable,
and I thought like the tree will go on that side, and when I see the bottom of the tree slipping on the wrong side, this is when it's then like I realize it won't be good.
DeLille says he rushed home right away and was devastated by what he found.
I like this place. There's got enough animals coming and everything. I go fishing, I got my boat, I go fishing. No, and I can do nothing.
DeLille is on a fixed income of just $1,000 per month. He says he's been disabled since a car accident when he was 19 years old and has no savings. Insurance, he says, was too expensive.
No insurance, I have no money. I have no more nothing.
All he can do now is wait for news from his landlord. CTV was unable to reach the owner of the house or the tree felling company. Matt Gilmore, CTV News, Point Calumet.
Face-to-face friendships may be fading in Canada. New data suggests Canadians are spending less time with friends as life becomes increasingly busy. But as CTV's Danton Unger reports, one group here in Winnipeg is looking to buck the trend.
For the past 41 years, Ray Antimus has been running the Adventures for Successful Singles group here in Winnipeg.
The goal is to make sure people are enjoying themselves, intermingling with each other.
It dubs itself Manitoba's most popular singles club, with up to 50 events each month.
Pickleball on Sundays, cards and games, Sunday brunches, billiards, where you're interacting with people.
Now, it's not a dating group, though Antimus does admit some members do end up finding love.
Many people do get friendly in that respect.
But the goal of the group is to help members find community and connection.
They want to meet other people, not necessarily for romance, but to be with other people.
Those kind of friendships may be fading. According to new data from Statistics Canada, the time Canadians are spending with friends has been dropping in the past few decades. In 1986, nearly half of Canadians saw friends on an average day. But in 2022, that dropped to just 1 in 5. Canadians between the ages of 25 and 64 saw the sharpest decline. Dalhousie University sociology professor Laura Ermian says life has changed since the 80s, and with the rising cost of living, work often takes priority.
If you start to think about the various ways that people might be squeezed for time right now, maybe it's not so surprising that friendship, the most informal, the least obligatory, is the first thing to go.
But Antimus says a lack of friendship, or at the bare minimum social interaction, can have big impacts, leading to depression and loneliness. He says the pandemic and social media have only made the problem worse.
People need people. And I mean, you can, not against the apps and social media, but the thing is, people really do need people.
That's why he hopes his group can put the emphasis back on friendships face-to-face.
So if they're making friends, that's the big thing.
Danton Unger, CTV News, Winnipeg.
We're going to take a break here. We'll be back after this with more CTV Morning Live. Stay with us. Good morning. It is 7 o'clock on Thursday, July 3rd. You're watching CTV Morning Live. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, the city's Animal Services Department is so full of dogs right now, and they're looking for help from people looking for a pet. If they want some love, extra love at home, they have enough for you. So we're going to tell you a little bit more about what the situation is there, what kind of dogs you could adopt, as well as how easy the process is and some of the perks there too, but also some reminders on if you do have a pet at home, what to do in this extreme heat and how to protect them. But first, your headlines. Daylight theft caught on camera, how a Manitoba store owner is shining a light on repeat offenders. Plus, auto tensions heat up with the U.S., what high-level talks could mean for Canadian jobs and the future of electric cars. And clearing vision in the outback, the surgery team helping people in remote Australia see the world again. Bringing in Terry now. It was a hot day yesterday. More heat is to come today.
Yeah, it really is ramping up. Next couple of days, low 30s on tap. Today we begin at 15 degrees, so if low 30s aren't your jam, make the most of the morning hours. It is quite pleasant out there right now, especially with that breeze, which is on the lighter side out of the southeast, just 9 clicks. The pressure is falling, humidity sitting at 69%, nowhere near as humid as it was yesterday morning. On the clearer side here in the southeastern part of the province, but we can already see the activity beginning to make an appearance through west central Manitoba. There's more through northern Manitoba. That never reads on the satellite image, but the futurecast will show you that northern Manitoba is in for a bit of a soaking today. Central Manitoba, that'll be passing over into the eastern side of the province as well. But the bigger round is coming tonight with some very angry looking storms making their way through the province. This includes northern Manitoba. Anytime you're getting into the yellows, the oranges and the reds, things are very, very active, and we can see that beginning just into the evening time. Overnight is when it'll be passing over Winnipeg and much of the southeast. Then that possibility of thunderstorms through the overnight hours, but still tomorrow, few extra clouds and the chance of a few scattered showers passing through. Not a massive amount of precipitation. I think we'll see the bulk of that tonight, but a few lingering showers is certainly possible for Friday. Saturday, Sunday, temperatures cooling ever so slightly, only to see them ramping up again once we're looking ahead to next week. So brace yourself for some low 30s today and some very strong winds this afternoon. And then, like I said, that heat will be on the rise again as we continue throughout next week. Mitchell is the one we have to thank for today's art. Looks like a beautiful summery scene there, Mitchell, and we appreciate you sending this in. We'd love to see your art as well, so draw a color, paint for us, take a picture of that art and email us winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thank you, Terry. A store owner in Portage-la-Prairie is sharing a video of a brazen daytime theft to show how widespread the retail theft problem is getting. She says the person on the video is a repeat offender, and there are others like her. And as CTV's Jeff Keel shows you now, she says there's little they can do about it.
In this security footage, you can see a woman on the right side of the screen take clothing and put it in a bag. The owner of the store says the individual then took off without paying.
So it was 40 seconds from the second the first door opened to the second she walked out. And it was $450 worth of product in the 40 seconds.
Jenna Braxma says the person has stolen from them many times, and there are others just like her. The Threes Company boutique owner in Portage-la-Prairie says chronic shoplifters are caught, released, and back stealing again.
We have multiple different videos of thefts.
She's sharing this one video to make the point this is a daily occurrence for many small businesses, impacting the bottom line and their staff.
It's an awful feeling as an owner.
The province says it is keeping a closer watch on chronic offenders with electronic monitoring and has directed provincial prosecutors to consider the impact on the community during a bail hearing.
Now it's really for up to the federal government to take that step to strengthen those criminal code measures to ensure that people are being held to account.
The federal justice minister's office says people who are a risk to public safety or a flight risk should not be given bail. Our government is committed to cracking down on repeat violent offenders by making bail laws stricter for violent and organized crime, home invasion, car theft, and human trafficking.
It's incredibly frustrating.
But the mayor of Portage-la-Prairie says bail laws need to be changed not just for violent offenders, but those who continually commit non-violent acts like theft.
We need more rehabilitation. We need these small, petty things to be dealt with because that's what's affecting the heart of our communities.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
RCMP tells CTV News a 45-year-old woman was arrested and remains in custody until a July 18th court date. Court records show charges from June 17th of theft under $5,000 and on June 18th a charge for possession of property obtained by crime and a weapons offense. People who have been affected by wildfires can now apply to have important federal documents replaced for free. The government says that extends to things such as passports, citizenship cards, or travel documents that were lost, damaged, or otherwise made inaccessible by wildfires. If you've already paid to replace them and did so after April 1st, you can instead request a refund. Additionally, temporary residents, international students, and other visitors who were impacted by the fires can apply to restore or extend their status or renew their permits free of charge. The measures are in place until November 30th. Prime Minister Mark Carney and cabinet ministers met with auto industry executives during ongoing trade talks with the U.S.
A very good meeting, talking about the industry, and we've been very, very clear. We're always going to be there to support the workers and the industry.
Talks were centered on U.S. tariffs and ways to protect Canadian supply chains from the U.S. trade war. The U.S. president has repeatedly said his country doesn't need Canadian cars and wants to see automotive companies move all production south of the border. They've already imposed 25% tariffs on cars made here, with carve-outs for parts built in the U.S. After the meeting, it's also not clear whether or not Ottawa will keep the electric vehicle mandate. By next year, 20% of new passenger vehicles sold in Canada are supposed to be battery-powered or hybrid. Brian Koberger, the man charged in the 2022 stabbing deaths of 4 University of Idaho students, has pleaded guilty to murder in a deal with prosecutors that will allow him to avoid the death penalty.
We didn't agree on any of it. He only negotiated with the murderer of our children. That was the only person that he negotiated with. He didn't give us the common courtesy to negotiate with us, to even pretend. He could have just pretended and then lied, but he didn't even pretend. He basically said, your guys' input isn't needed.
On Wednesday, Koberger admitted to the murders and was set to go to trial next month. He was pursuing a PhD in criminal justice at a school a short distance away from where the victims lived. No motive has been given, and there's no indication he had a relationship with any of the victims. Some of the victims' families have called for the deal to include a full confession and the location of the murder weapon. A judge has set the official sentencing for July 23rd. Paramount, the parent company of CBS, has settled a lawsuit with U.S. President Donald Trump for $16 million. At issue, this interview with former Vice President Kamala Harris on 60 Minutes, which Trump claimed was manipulated in Harris's favor when it was edited, a claim CBS News denies. The settlement comes as Paramount awaits regulatory approval on an $8 billion merger with Skydance Media. Trump called the settlement, which does not come with an apology, a quote, win for the American people. This team of doctors is bringing cataract surgeries to people who need them. Cataracts are a leading cause of blindness for people living in hard-to-reach areas in Australia. It's an especially urgent problem for people from Aboriginal communities. A government program is tackling the problem by sending surgeons to the outback to deal with the backlog. In 2 years, the program surpassed its goals of treating 800 eyes. The plan is now to treat 800 more. Here's a look at what's happening on Kenaston Boulevard. It looks like things are moving quite well. If you see any problems out there, please let us know.
Canada's benchmark stock index, the S&P TSX Composite, rose modestly yesterday and will begin today's trading day at 26,869 points. In the U.S., the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq Composite Index both moved higher, and stock market futures contracts were higher this morning. Investors around the world will be watching a key release of economic data in the U.S. this morning. New employment numbers are due, and evidence of a sharply weakening jobs market could boost expectations that the U.S. Federal Reserve Board is more likely to cut its benchmark interest rate on June the 30th. That could boost stocks, drive the price of gold higher, and weaken the U.S. dollar. Finally, the Canadian dollar was trading this morning at 73.6 cents U.S. The loonie is up 6.5% versus the greenback since early March. From the BNN Bloomberg Newsroom in Toronto, I'm Paul Bagnall.
Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live downtown for the Downtown Farmers Market, which is happening today. Good morning.
Good morning, Rochelle. Over 30 vendors. Intergalactic Sauces is a great example, and we're going to be chatting with them in the 7 o'clock hour. There's also the Norman Chief Memorial Dancers. They're going to be here for about an hour as well with live performances, which is going to be a continuation. They want to bring the live performative element to the downtown market happening on Thursdays. There's a concert series happening on Tuesdays. There's opportunities to bring your pets. There's a movie night happening in August. So lots going on. Something else that I really wanted to mention as well is Winnipeg Transit is going to be on site today answering all of your questions about the new transit system. It's going to be happening that way, that part of the downtown square. I didn't really give a very good example of the proximity. We're going to be chatting with Prairie Bake this morning as well. She does lots of delicious goodies, so we're going to get our hands on quite the variety. Rochelle.
Sounds good. Okay, thank you, Ainsley. Let's go out to the rooftop now. It's going to be a beautiful day to maybe hit a patio today.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe not in the peak of the day. That's when we siesta. I will be anyway. It's going to be a hot one today. Already these temperatures are on the rise. The sun climbing a little bit higher, throwing a little more warmth our way. So we bumped from 15 to 17 degrees now with a slight bit of a breeze out of the south-southeast. It's only 11 kilometers per hour, nothing like the wind we're expecting this afternoon. The pressure is falling and the humidity is sitting at 68%. So yes, grab the sunglasses. I am seeing a few more clouds building up. Not that there's not still some blue sky to enjoy, but a few more clouds will continue to increase ahead of some possible storms overnight. That precipitation will be noticed, though, dayside through west central Manitoba, where we're already beginning to see it on the satellite image, and northern Manitoba has been dealing with precipitation since last night, in fact, and continuing on. So we could use some rain, certainly. There is a little bit of that haze in the air as well. You can smell just a slight bit of a smoky aroma out here this morning, but temperatures, they are going to be soaring well above seasonal. So 25 degrees, that's normal for this time of year, but 33 is where we're headed today with an increasing wind, and we'll be glad for that breeze, keeping that air moving around. It could at times be gusting to 50 kilometers per hour, and then that possibility of showers or thunderstorms overnight. Things could get pretty active in the wee morning hours.
CTV Morning Live Weather brought to you by Garage Masters, your complete garage specialists.
Let's check in now on our question of the day. We want to know, what's the best thing you've ever found at a farmer's market? Our question of the day has moved from Twitter. So now we want you to text your answer along with your name to 10400. Make sure to follow the automated instructions so we can feature your response. It's Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for our pet of the week. This week, say a big hello to Finn. His human Candace tells us this cutie is a special golden doodle, and you can find him spreading joy in the community as a therapy dog at North Kildonan Personal Care and at RRC. Well, Finn has given us the therapy we need just by being the cutest, and that's why he's our pet of the week. Congratulations, Finn. Look at his little tongue. We can't get enough of your adorable pets, so keep those submissions coming, whether it's dogs, cats, birds, or something else. We want to meet them. Send us a cute photo and a fun story to Pet of the Week at ctv.ca, and then tune in Thursday mornings between 6 and 9 to see if your pet is our next Pet of the Week on CTV Morning Live. We're going to take a break here. We'll be back after this. Good morning. It is 7:16. It will be a hot day today in the prairies with heat warnings in Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba.
Longer the stretch of heat that happens, generally the higher the bather load becomes.
In Manitoba, heat warnings are in effect for much of the south as far north as Lake St. Martin in the Interlake. Warnings have also been issued for northwestern Ontario. Wading pools across the city are now open. However, one splash pad is missing a popular feature. The water slide at the Dakota Community Center water play park is gone. The city says the slide had to be removed because of accessibility issues. As part of a renewal project, crews have also repaired the wading pool. The city says it knows getting rid of the slide is disappointing to some people. However, they note new features will be added, including buckets that fill with water and dump it every few seconds. These features have zero water depth and a flat surface, so anyone can enjoy them. Splash pads are open between 9:30 and 8:30 until September 1st. The U.S. House of Representatives are debating this morning as Republicans struggle to pass President Donald Trump's spending bill. The only progress so far has been a procedural roll call, which took about 6 hours to pass. The spending bill passed by the Senate has the distinction of being disliked by both moderate and hardline Republicans. Moderates don't like cuts to programs like Medicaid. Hardliners object to spending that will balloon the national debt. Despite the opposition, Republicans are trying to push it through as fast as they can. President Trump wants the bill on his desk by July the 4th. The province plans to fast-track health research in Manitoba with the opening of a new clinical trials office. The research improvements through Harmonization in Manitoba project, or RHYTHM, is expected to streamline the review system. Officials say this will allow for faster and more efficient approval of bioscience research projects. A working group led by Research Manitoba has spent the past 10 months working on recommendations and timelines. Manitoba's post-secondary institutions will also be participating.
RHYTHM is more than streamlining paperwork. It's about creating an ecosystem where researchers can focus on science, accelerate innovation, and ultimately get solutions to the population faster.
The province says the life sciences sector contributes $5 billion a year to Manitoba's GDP. Here's a look at what's happening on Portage Avenue. Things are still quite light starting off this morning. If you see any issues out on the streets, please let us know. Time now for some entertainment news. The Gimli Film Festival is turning 25 this summer and is presenting a collection of award-winning films, documentaries, animations, and shorts.
Kristoffer, fólk í þínum sporum, það notar tækifæri til þess að gera hreint fyrir sínum dyrum.
Touch is the winner of 8 Edda Awards, including Best Screenplay, Best Cinematography, and Best Actor. This international romance is based on a best-selling novel of the same name. Also, Agatha's Almanac is making its Western Canada premiere. It tells the story of 90-year-old Agatha Bach as she preserves her ancestral farm in southern Manitoba. Filmmakers also have the opportunity to pitch their film for their chance to win a $15,000 grand prize. Plus, you can watch classic movies for free on the beach every night. The Gimli Film Festival runs from July 23rd to the 27th. Find all the information you need at gimlifilm.com. Another Dr. Seuss story is coming to life on the big screen.
Vibe that you probably shouldn't be opening this.
What makes you say that?
That. Do not open.
Come on, that's just a suggestion.
This is the trailer for the animated film The Cat in the Hat. Bill Hader is the voice behind the cat. Along with him, we'll get to see Thing 1 and Thing 2. The Cat in the Hat hits theaters February 27th. Another SNL veteran, Mike Myers, portrayed the Cat in the Hat in a 2003 film, which was a live-action adaptation. Kick off your prime time at 7 with Transplant, then catch Good Cop, Bad Cop, and end the night with E-Talk at 10:30 only on CTV. I just want to stay outside and read lately. It's so nice to be outside. The TV is not where I want to be at all.
No, I'm with you there. Patio time all around. Yeah, but make sure that you're watering your plants because while there is a good round of precipitation that may be rolling through tonight, the kind of heat that we're going to get throughout the day today and the winds can really dry things up quickly. That includes you, so make sure that you're staying hydrated as well. We're looking now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years, and your pets. We've got Yoshi coming into the studio in a little bit, so just a reminder that you make sure that you've got some nice, clean, and cool water for the pets to drink. Maybe even put some out those squirrels that are hanging around in your yard. They might appreciate a bit of a drink on a day like today. Or they'll be in your bird bath, either way. But just, a little fresh water for all could go a long way. Remember to be kind. 17 degrees is where we begin right now, and we're seeing similar temperatures all through southern Manitoba. Even some low 20s over in Melita. And where was it? I think it was Pinawa that it was 9 degrees last hour. So you've made a pretty impressive bump up, 3 degrees just in the last hour alone. Then there's northern Manitoba, mid-teens right now, high teens over here along this western border. And you too are going to be feeling the heat today more so than you would expect this time of year. Mercury climbing up into low 20s, I think it is for you. We've got heat warnings in place. We've got temperatures climbing even higher today. So it is going to be a little bit of a scorcher. So all of the pink that you're seeing is the heat warning, and then the red over the big lakes, that is a wind warning. Bit of precipitation that we're seeing right now through central Manitoba, and a bit more that's moving across northern Manitoba. I mentioned the temperatures though on the rise today, and yes, by noontime, mid 20s, high 20s here in the south, bumping up into the low 30s today, so brace yourself for that heat, but also the stronger winds that we're expecting throughout the day today. And then the potential for some thunderstorms overnight. Still some possible scattered showers tomorrow. It's going to be another hot day, only settling slightly back to seasonal for the weekend. A double rainbow spotted after those storms on Canada Day. Thank you to Nancy for the photos, and keep them coming, please, to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Thank you, Terry. If you've never been to the Winnipeg Folk Festival, this is the moment you've been waiting for. We're giving away a pair of tickets for a weekend of music and good vibes on July 12th and 13th. Whether you're a music lover, a festival newbie, or just looking for the perfect weekend plan, this is your chance to be part of one of Manitoba's most iconic summer traditions. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and enter the clue word 50. Good luck. A rare site west of Montreal is attracting a lot of attention and also sparking some worry. CTV's Geneviève Bushman tells us why.
Sightseers flock to the pier in Oka along the shores of the Lake of Two Mountains, here hoping to catch a glimpse of an unusual visitor to these parts.
We heard about the baby seal. Maybe he will be here. So we went to see.
Earlier this week, the seal, estimated to be about a month old, was caught on camera. A dog and its owner were shocked and charmed by the marine animal, a common harbor seal. It made a journey more than 600 kilometers from its natural habitat in the St. Lawrence estuary and has been spotted a couple of times since.
He should be a bit bigger, which is a bit maybe an indication that he hasn't been feeding as much as he should.
Joanne Simard is an animal lover and a retired bus driver. She has crisscrossed the province and seen seals in the estuary, never here.
Le voir ici perdu, pauvre petit pit, ça me fait le cœur.
It breaks my heart that the baby seal is here so far from its family, she says. But experts at the Quebec Marine Mammal Emergency Response Group have put up a sign warning well-wishers who may be tempted to try to rescue or interact with the seal to admire the animal from afar. It's protected under a federal act.
Cumulative effect of multiple stressors, like human interactions, can have a toll on the seal's survival.
Cheryl McDonald, who lives just a stone's throw away from the pier, says through the baby seal, nature is sending a message.
Go outside. We're in our houses. Come on. We're missing out on nature.
Experts urge those who spot the seal to report its location. It could have traveled quite a distance by now, but they hope it is making its way back home, retracing its route. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Oka, Quebec.
Coming up, Ainsley is live at the downtown farmers market this morning. We're going to find out about this vendor. Stay with us. The downtown outdoor farmers market is back this year, and you're going to talk a little bit more about some of the sauces and some of the vendors you might find there, Ainsley. Good morning.
I have a bad joke, Rochelle.
Okay.
This next one is out of this world.
Oh.
Intergalactic sauces. I just thought of it now, and as it was coming out of my mouth, I immediately regretted it. But we're gonna save it. Dan and Josh join me now. They're the guys behind it, because this is an awesome spread. It truly is such variety, local connection as well. Please explain, first of all, what your signature is and why it tastes like Manitoba.
So Closed on Sundays is I would say, one of our most popular sauces. We have the jalapenos grown right here in Manitoba, and then we use Winnipeg dill pickle, fresh dill, and mustard seeds. So it's like the prairies in a bottle.
And if you add honey, what does that do to it?
Then you got honey dill going on there, yeah. So
extra Manitoba. When it comes to the varieties, I see tons here. You guys have been doing this for nearly a decade. Tell us a little bit about, and I'm sure before that, curating too, but tell us what people can expect from you guys and how it works with the heat levels.
So we focus on flavor first, then every pepper has a personality. So we want that personality to really come through. So we got something for everyone. We got our super milds, and then we have our super hot. So if you're looking to melt your mind, we got you covered. But if you're just looking to add a little bit of zing to your meal, they've got that too.
So when people come to the farmers market, how does it work? Are you encouraging them to taste and try?
We pull them right in. We've got our lights going, our lasers going, the music going, and we say, come on in. We'll do samples. We'll do the whole gauntlet for them. I don't do spicy. Well, perfect. We'll start you down here and we'll go until you tap out, But then we get the people who come straight in and go, what's your hottest thing? And then we have fun. So yeah, we're here to have a good time, and we like bringing people into our world. Yeah.
I didn't like that impression you did of me, that I don't do spicy. No, I'm joking because I said that to them, and they prepared something for me here that I'm still contemplating trying. Before we're out of time, guys, people are going to be coming to the market on Thursdays without having a storefront for a lot of folks. Why is it so integral to have this space and really meet the people where they're at?
Well, that's exactly it. We don't have a storefront, so we want people to know that we're going to be here every Thursday throughout the summer. And then they can come, they can re-up, they can just find us, not having to order online, pay delivery fees, that kind of stuff. Obviously, still order online. We can get it to you next day, but this just makes it so much easier for everyone.
And I am humiliated to tell you that pepper is too much for me, so I'm going to try this one here and let you know. Phenomenal. Back to you.
All right, it's 17 degrees outside, little bit of a breeze. Pressure is falling, humidity sitting at 68%, and we are excited here in the studio. Take a look at this. Yoshi, come here. Look what we got. Oh my goodness, Yoshi is adorable. I was saying earlier, if you've got pets around, you got to make sure that you're giving them some water, giving them some walks. Yoshi is too excited. There's food in the studio, and yeah, here you go, Yoshi. Come on. Yeah, very, very nice. Oh my goodness. Fresh water for your pets. Make sure that you're not leaving them out in the heat too long either. What are we seeing here? A little bit of shower activity. That's central Manitoba, northern Manitoba. You're going to be seeing that as well. We're going to let Yoshi go. All right, go ahead. Oh my goodness, my whole heart, my goodness. Okay, also thunderstorms. We know that sometimes that can spook the pets, so just make sure that you're taking extra care of them because precipitation will be moving across northern Manitoba, chance of showers, thunderstorms, and a whole lot of heat. Get the dogs out early for the walk before the heat really intensifies, and then let them have their little siesta. You might want one too this afternoon. Look at where these temperatures are headed today. We're talking mid to high 20s, and that's through northern Manitoba, where about low 20s would be normal for this time of year. And yes, that activity as far as precipitation goes, we know we need the rain, but as I said earlier, it could always spook the pets. Okay, showers, thunderstorms, that's going to be happening through central and southern Manitoba, and low 30s all across central and southern Manitoba today when 25 degrees, that's normal for this time of year. So brace yourself for that heat and for some winds increasing today. And northwestern Ontario might not be seeing that precipitation today, but tonight, along with us in the overnight hours, is that possibility of thunderstorms. Tomorrow, another hot one, possible showers lingering. We will get just a slight bit of a cool down as we're looking ahead to the coming weekend.
Thank you, Terry. Winnipeg Animal Services has so many dogs right now, it's bursting at the seams. In fact, there are so many in their care. Officials are reaching out to the public for help, hoping people will adopt a new best friend. The incentive is a lower price to adopt. Joining us now is Jennifer Medlicott from the city's Animal Services and Yoshi's handler, Kelly. Good morning to all of you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Now, Yoshi's a beautiful dog. Tell us about how he came to be in your possession.
Yeah, so Yoshi was running at large in the community. Our officers picked him up after a report was made that he was running loose. He stayed in our care. He has no identification, so we weren't able to reunite him in the field. Sometimes dogs have a microchip or a tattoo in their ear, but because he didn't have any of that, we weren't able to connect him with an owner. He's been with us for a while, so he's now ours.
Nobody has claimed him.
No one has claimed him.
Beautiful dog like that.
Yeah.
And there are many others like him in your care right now.
Yeah, that's a pretty common story that we are seeing with the dogs that come into our care. No identification. We have no way to know where they came from. We do our best investigative work to find out who they belong to, and if they're not claimed, then they go up for adoption.
So Yoshi is up for adoption, and so are many other dogs. Tell us what the situation is there right now.
Yeah, so right now we have 27 dogs that are up for adoption, but we have a lot more in care. We're pushing numbers as high as 40 right now.
Wow.
It seems like every dog that we adopt out, we get 2 in that day. So at this pace, we're quite literally bursting at our agency, and we just want to get all the dogs that are up for adoption into loving homes. But we also want to encourage Winnipeggers to license their pets so that we can reunite them in the field, make it a lot easier for our team to get these dogs back to their owners.
So you have incentives right now. So if somebody's looking for a forever friend, you have deals to get these dogs adopted. What's the deal?
Yes, so right now we've reduced our adoption fee. Typically it's $330, which is still quite affordable across the province, but we've lowered that down to $185. And that includes their spay and neuter, all their vaccinations, their 1 year of pet licensing. So it's really a great deal.
So licensing is also key to not only reunite with your pets, but it's also the law. Right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Every owned animal needs to be licensed in the city. It helps our agency do the good work that we do. We're connecting with Winnipeggers and pet owners every day, and it helps us run our adoption program, our dog enrichment program, and we're always looking to better the services that we're providing.
But you don't just let these animals get adopted by just anybody. You have to prove that you would be a good pet owner, right?
That's right. We have a pre-screening process that we go through through with potential adopters. It's really, you know, our adoption counselors are quite good at chatting with you and matching you up to the best dog based on your lifestyle. So they're a wealth of knowledge. So come down and chat with our kennel attendants, and they'll be happy to guide you through the process. It would be simple.
Responsible pet ownership, what does that mean?
That means that you're following our city's bylaws and that you are providing care and comfort and control of your animal at all times. It also means protecting them in weather. We have lots of hot weather and cold weather that we need to be mindful of. So that's all a part of being a responsible pet owner.
Let's talk about the heat. How do you know when your animal is in trouble with this extreme heat?
Yeah, so sometimes it's hard to tell at first. We know that dogs pant when they're hot, but it's a good idea to make sure that they're hydrated, but that's also a little bit tricky because you don't want them to drink too much water in the heat, because that also causes some problems. So just keeping an eye on them, making sure that they're not showing signs of lethargy, and keeping them indoors as well in times of extreme heat.
So if someone's interested in adopting a dog right now, what do they do?
They would come down to our location, 1057 Logan Avenue. They would take a look at our adoption board, which is right when you walk in. Maybe identify a dog that they're interested in. They could check our social media pages for that as well. Communicate that, and a kennel attendant would be happy to do a meet and greet.
Beautiful. Yoshi, I don't know if Yoshi can turn around. Let's show that beautiful face. Yoshi is up for adoption. Look at him. He needs a forever home. Come and get him. He's available to you. All right. Thank you so much for doing this with us. Thank you, Yoshi. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
So sweet. All right, taking a look outside right now. It is 17 degrees. Mainly sunny skies. We'll be back after this with more CTV Morning Live.
CTV Morning Live is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
All right, it's going to be warm today. We've been saying get outside early if you don't like the heat, and get your dogs out for a walk early because they'd like to nap this afternoon when those temperatures are soaring. It's 17 degrees with a light wind out of the south-southeast, just 11 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 68%. So everybody needs to use some sun smarts, or more so heat smarts today. We are under a heat warning through much of southern Manitoba, and these temperatures will be on the rise. And it's not just today. The rest of the week will play out, well, today and tomorrow, with some pretty scorching temperatures. Northern Manitoba, you've got some rain moving through, but it's going to be hot for you as well. And west central Manitoba, you can see that precipitation showing up here on the satellite image that'll be moving and passing through into the east central side of the province. Southern Manitoba, or at least southeastern Manitoba, remaining on the drier side throughout the day today. A hot high of 33 degrees, but we will get those winds increasing out of the southeast, at times gusting to 50 kilometers per hour. So a warm one, well, a hot one, and a windy one today. Then tonight, the potential for some storms, which could be making an appearance on the western side of the province a little bit earlier, rolling over the southeast and more specifically Winnipeg in those early morning hours. And they do look like they could be on the more severe side. Some very active weather in the overnight hours. 20 degrees. That keeps us well above seasonal overnight, only to rise again into the low 30s tomorrow. Few extra clouds, possible showers could still linger throughout Friday, and then we will see these temperatures settling slightly for the weekend, closer to what is normal for this time of year, before they ramp up again next week.
Thanks, Terry. Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live at the downtown farmers market. It's opening real soon, and there's more than 30 vendors. Good morning.
Good morning, Rochelle. Alongside the vendors, I'm standing in the stage. You might not think farmers market and, you know, a party or a celebration or a performance even. That's what we're going to do. Olivia Bilson joins us once again. So who will be performing here today?
We're going to have the Norman Chief Memorial Dancers. They're a group, a traditional Métis dancing group, a big group of them. As you said, we're going to be on a big stage here, 16 by 16 stage. They're going to be here over the lunch hour, 12 to 1 o'clock, to really help us kick things off the summer season.
And of course, the market. We can't not talk about that. Rochelle mentioned the over 30 vendors. Yes. What can we expect in terms of variety?
We've got a great variety of vendors. We have Indigenous vendors. We even have some new vendors that have never participated in our downtown market before. So we're always looking to bring in new vendors, bring some back of our regular favorites. I know you'll speak to a few of them later on in the show. So everything from baked goods, sauces behind us. We've got jewelry. We've got home goods. Lots of great things for folks to come and check on out.
Mm-hmm. If folks haven't been downtown just yet since some of the changes along Graham Avenue, you're here to fill in the blanks because you guys have been involved within that process. Tell us how and what some of the upgrades look like, even now, just to start.
I mean, just to start, you can tell that it's quite quiet here. So the buses came off Graham on June 29th. And if you just take a little bit of a walk down that way for 4 blocks, no traffic. There's painting all along the streets. Our public realm team has been heavily involved with plantings, with benches. Right now, they're working on installing a great lighting fixture just outside of True North Square. Lots of great things to check on out. Even this weekend, we have our first event that will be taking place on Saturday. Storefront Manitoba is kicking off Cool Gardens, a really great event, lots of art exhibits. So folks are coming down to the farmers market. We absolutely encourage them to go take a walk down Graham Avenue and check it out.
Thank you so much. It's been such a fun morning so far. Even trying a hot sauce, I feel like my palate is still easing out of that. But maybe I can wash it down with some prairie bake, some sweet goods. What do you say, guys?
I like it. Thank you, Ainsley. A 39-year-old woman has been killed in a stabbing in Selkirk. RCMP say it happened late Monday at a business on Manitoba Avenue in the city just north of Winnipeg. Police and emergency medical services responded to the call and found a woman with critical injuries. She died a short time later in hospital. Her death is being investigated as a homicide, and police have made no arrests. On Wednesday, Selkirk RCMP released these 2 images of a woman they want to identify and speak to. RCMP say they believe this person was in the vicinity of the stabbing. If you know who this person is, you're asked to call Selkirk RCMP or Crime Stoppers. The former head of Manitoba Hydro was paid more than $880,000 last year. That's despite being dismissed 6 weeks into the year. In previous years, where Jay Gruwall worked a full year, she made around $500,000. Gruwall had ruffled feathers when she said Manitoba would reach out to independent producers to supply power from wind and other sources. Some of the best food at this mall can be found on the roof.
We have lettuce, beets, a lot of tomatoes, a lot of potatoes, a little bit of radishes, some spinach.
The Stone Road Mall in Guelph, Ontario started its roof garden in 2021. Since then, it has produced more than 2,000 pounds of food. The garden is maintained by mall staff, and all the food harvested goes to a nonprofit food distributor. Here's a look now what's happening along St. Mary's Road. It looks like things are slowly picking up over here, but overall moving quite well. No issues to tell you about. If you see any problems out there, let us know, please. And here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.34, while the provincial average is lower at $1.30. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.28. The lowest price in the city is $1.60, and all this info is on gasbuddy.com.
Price at the pump brought to you by kidneycard.ca. Get a free tow and a tax receipt for value of your car.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday, and it comes from the Diamond. We're checking in on the Tigers and Nationals. Riley Green just smokes one. That is deep to left center, but Jacob Young tracking it. My goodness, climbs the wall. That is a gorgeous grab. What a play from the net center fielder. Perfectly timed. Steals a homer away. One of the best grabs of the year, I will say. His pitcher, Kyle Finnegan, cannot believe what he's seeing. That right there, your must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, Week 5 in the CFL kicks off with the Blue Bombers and Stampeders pregame coverage beginning at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. It's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Enjoy the football and have a great day.
TSN Must-See Moments brought to you by Super Blinds and Draperies, your Hunter Douglas shade provider for over 40 years. CTV Morning Live Weather brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Same-day oil and tire changes.
Well, it's amazing what a little water can do for your flowers. They were looking kind of sad yesterday, and I'm happy to see that they've all kind of come back to life again. You might need to water your own flowers again today, and it's not that there's not another round of precipitation, because there likely will be some storms overnight here in Winnipeg and southeastern Manitoba. But before those overnight storms come, 33 degrees and some strong winds today, so That's the sound of drying up. Anyway, 17 degrees right now, south-southeast winds 11 clicks, the pressure falling, the humidity sitting at 68%, the sun, it's up, it's shining bright. Things are looking pretty bright out here. There's a few extra clouds, but for the most part, it is going to be a scorcher of a day because it's not just the temperatures, it's those winds as well. On the lighter side now, but increasing through the day, and at times they're going to be gusting to about 50 kilometers per hour. So it is going to be a warm one, it's going to be a windy one, and in fact, warm is an understatement. It's going to get hot. Even across northern Manitoba, mid to high 20s are expected. There will be a little more precipitation up north and even through central Manitoba.
After being diagnosed with breast cancer, a local woman felt there was a need for a one-stop shop for a cancer patient's needs. A place where patients can find cancer support products like wigs, specialty bras, and surgical wear. Tara Torkia decided to open up a store just like that on her own. It's called The Unexpected Gift, and it's been open now for 10 years. Joining us now is the owner of The Unexpected Gift Shop, Tara Torkia. Torkia, good morning. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Your cancer journey started 12 years ago.
Correct. Diagnosed in 2012.
Tell us about that journey.
So it was the summer of 2012, and I found a lump, and I went to my gynecologist, and she took my concerns right away and went through the whole process with breast health. And it was a breast cancer, so it was an invasive ductal carcinoma. I had a mastectomy and then I had reconstruction. And because it had moved to my lymph node, I went through chemotherapy and then radiation as well.
And you're doing great now.
Doing great now.
But you did find that at that time when you needed supplies or you needed a wig, you felt that the stores that are out there, because there are other stores out there with these supplies.
Absolutely.
You felt it just wasn't right for you. Tell me why.
Well, see, when you have been diagnosed with cancer, your life becomes a series of appointments. You've got doctor's appointments and scans and this and that. And then you have to go out and find everything that you might need. So if you're having surgery, you need surgical wear. If you're going to lose your hair, you need a wig, or you would want a wig, or you need hats. And all these places are at different locations. So along with trying to fit in the appointments into your life, you also have to fit in all the stuff that you really don't know where to get. And I thought, why is it so difficult? It needs to be easier. Why can't it just be in one place? So I went back to work after I went through all my treatment and stuff, and I just couldn't do the corporate thing anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. My perspective had changed. My the priorities I wanted to do in my life had changed, and just going to work every day wasn't a thing for me anymore. I wanted to help. So I took a business course. I went through the Women's Enterprise Center, and I opened a business to try to get everything I needed in one place so that people going through the same thing that I went through would have somewhere to go, so that it was just easy. And it wasn't by appointment, it was just walk in. It was a retail store, and you could just come whenever was good for you and find what you needed or learn about what you might need later on.
You called it The Unexpected Gift. Why?
I get that question quite often, because how is cancer a gift? But to me, it made me slow down. It made me realize what was really important in my life. You know, the 9 to 5, the getting the laundry done, the doing the dishes. When you had I had small kids at the time. That wasn't important. It was my kids. It was my life. It was my friends. That was the important thing. So at 42 years old, cancer gave me this gift to slow down and understand what was a priority.
Your store has all the supplies that people need when they're dealing with cancer, but your store offers something else that's quite unique. You offer support, you offer guidance, and you also give advice, right? And you're just there for them, helping them. It's something you wish you would have had.
Absolutely. Everybody that works at the store, and there are 3 of us, we've all had a lived experience, all a different thing that we went through with cancer, either a lumpectomy and radiation, a double mastectomy, reconstruction, no treatment, or what I like to call the full meal deal. Surgery, reconstruction, chemotherapy, and treatment. And we all understand what someone is going through, but at the same time, we don't compare. We just listen, because everybody's story is so very different, and what they go through and what they experience, from side effects to emotions, are also different. So we just listen. And I think people feel comfort because they know we've gone through it and we're still here and we're thriving.
And you see their shoulders are tense, and when they leave, they're relaxed and good to go.
Yeah, the store is a very safe space. When you walk into it, it's almost like you're walking into a living room.
Oh, nice.
You know, there's furniture and a carpet, and it's just a nice environment. So people come in really nervous, but they walk in, they go, oh,
nice.
Okay, this is all right.
Tara, thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
You are celebrating a big milestone. If you want more information, the store is located South Osborne. Thanks, Tara.
Thank you so much.
Community Connection is brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing. Born to be a hero, trained to be a plumber.
It's time for Let's Celebrate. Let's see who's having a celebration today. Happy 10th birthday, Kaya. Love mom and dad. Happy 24th birthday to Sky. Love mom, Avery and Asani. Happy 44th birthday, James, from all your friends and family. And a happy 65th birthday to Karen, with love from your husband, Rick. If someone you care about is having a birthday, anniversary, retirement, or graduation, let's celebrate. To submit your celebration, visit our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and fill out the form at least 2 days in advance. It'll also enter you into our monthly contest for a chance to win a $100 gift certificate to Party Stuff.
Let's Celebrate, brought to you by Party Stuff, 3 Winnipeg locations and at partystuff.ca.
Morning, it's 8 o'clock on your Thursday. Thank you so much for staying with us here on CTV Morning Live. Coming up at 8:15, the Winnipeg Police Service has a group of employees called crime analysts. We're going to tell you what that job entails and why they're looking for new employees. Also at 8:27, we're going to tell you about a local designer who's on his way to Milan, Italy. But first, your headlines. Costly crimes. Retailers in rural areas are sounding the alarm over shoplifting they say goes unpunished. Driving toward a solution. The Prime Minister talks with automakers about weathering the effects of U.S. tariffs. And it was marketed in the 1960s as the Think drink. Now, black coffee may be called the longevity libation. I'm not surprised by this.
I'm gonna live forever.
You like it black? You like your coffee black?
But I like it black with something sweet, like dessert.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's exactly like me,
you
too.
bring on the
Not
richest chocolatey cake. Oh, no, no, no. I mean, like the richest chocolatey cake, and then I like my coffee black.
Okay, now I understand. So dessert with your coffee.
100%.
Okay, I could do that, too.
Or, I mean, like a sweet breakfast, like waffles and right? Like something really
to
decadent.
balance the black of the coffee. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, Terry. I could do that. It's a good way to start the day.
It is a good way to start the day. Also, these cooler temperatures that we had to kick things off, not that they're cool, but they're pleasant, certainly. And they may not be so pleasant as that mercury starts to rise later this afternoon. It's 17 degrees right now with south-southeast winds 11 clicks. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 68%. So 15 was our coolest temperature, 13 a normal low. So we started out slightly above seasonal, but as we rise today, well above normal as these temperatures kind of hit up in the stratosphere almost. Northern Manitoba, you can't see it on the satellite image. The precipitation never reads, but it's there. Expect some showers, maybe even some thunderstorms across the most northern part. There you can see through central Manitoba a little more of that precipitation. Nothing showing up here right now in the southeastern part, and we probably won't be seeing much other than a few clouds through the day today. So for northern Manitoba, that precipitation will move on out with another round moving in, and this gets really active into the evening overnight. You can see all the brighter colors starting to show up right down into the southwest by late evening into the not quite overnight, evening time. We're going to be seeing it overnight, that chance of showers or thunderstorms, and still the possibility of some lingering precipitation tomorrow. Heat for the next couple of days before it settles down somewhat this weekend. So low 30s today and tomorrow with really strong winds picking up this afternoon. Then it settles slightly for the weekend itself, only to see those temperatures on the rise again once we're looking further ahead into next week. And our art today is a beautiful summer scene drawn or colored by Mitchell. Mitchell, thank you for this, and we'd love to see everyone's art, so draw, color, paint for us. Take a picture of that and email us to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thank you, Terry. A store owner in Portage-la-Prairie is sharing a video of a brazen daytime theft to show how widespread the retail theft problem is getting. She says the person on the video is a repeat offender, and there are others like her.
It was 40 seconds from the second the first door opened to the second she walked out. And it was $450 worth of product in the 40 seconds.
In this security footage, you can see a woman on the right side of the screen take clothing, put it in a bag, The owner of the store says the individual then took off without paying. Jana Braxma says the person has stolen from them many times, and there are others just like her. The Threes Company boutique owner in Portage la Prairie says chronic shoplifters are often caught, released, and back stealing again. The province says it is keeping a closer watch on chronic offenders with electronic monitoring and has directed provincial prosecutors to consider the impact on the community during a bail hearing.
Now it's really for up to the federal government to take that step to strengthen those criminal code measures to ensure that people are being held to account.
The RCMP tells CTV News a 45-year-old woman was arrested and remains in custody until a July 18th court date. Court records show charges from June 17th of theft under $5,000 and on June 18th a charge for possession of property obtained by crime and a weapons offense. People who have been affected by wildfires can now apply to have important federal documents replaced for free. The government says that extends to things such as passports, citizenship cards, or travel documents that were lost, damaged, or otherwise made inaccessible by wildfires. Additionally, temporary residents, international students, and other visitors who were impacted by the fires can apply to restore or extend their status or renew their permits free of charge. The measures are in place until November 30th. Prime Minister Mark Carney and cabinet ministers met with auto industry executives during ongoing trade talks with the U.S.
Good meeting, talking about the industry, and we've been very, very clear. We're always going to be there to support the workers and the industry.
Talks were centered on U.S. tariffs and ways to protect Canadian supply chains from the U.S. trade war. The U.S. president has repeatedly said his country doesn't need Canadian cars and wants to see automotive companies move all production south of the border. They've already imposed 25% tariffs on cars made here, with carve-outs for parts built in the U.S. After the meeting, it's also not clear whether or not Ottawa will keep the electric vehicle mandate. The next time you pour yourself a cup of coffee, you might want to consider holding the cream and sugar. A new study suggests taking your coffee black could help you live longer. Researchers at Tufts University looked at more than 46,000 U.S. adults over a 10-year period and found that coffee drinkers who put little or no sugar and cream in their coffee had a lower risk of death from cardiovascular disease. In fact, drinking black coffee was associated with a 14% lower risk of all-cause mortality as compared to no coffee consumption. And here's a look at now at what's going on in traffic along Donald Street. Looks like things are moving well here. No issues to tell you about. If you see any problems out there, though, please let us know.
CTV Morning Live Traffic brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. No appointment needed.
And if you're drinking some black coffee this morning, maybe a sweet would go well with that.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Yes, Ainsley, you are live at the Downtown Farmers Market. There's all kinds of sweet pastries there for you. Good morning.
That's the perfect morning, isn't it? Yeah. Coming to the market, browsing what Prairie Bake has to offer for a decade and a half. Signe joins us now. Can you believe it's been that long?
No, I can't actually. But it's my favorite market, and so it's nice to be able to be at some place for the same for a long time.
Favorite's a tall order. Why is that?
Just the people. The vibe downtown is awesome, and some people don't think so, but it is. And like this year, we've got entertainment coming right down here at the stage, so that's going to be awesome. So yeah, no, it's just been a really good market for me anyway. So because I bake fresh, comes in fresh, and whatever's left over, I give it away to the homeless. So, and.
Well, I know people are watching going, can you ask her about the baked goods already? We're burying the lead here. Tons of sweet treats. How do you even narrow it down? Because I'm looking at cinnamon rolls, but I'm also looking at tarts and so much more.
I have a little bit of everything. So, and if somebody wants more, then they can put an order in, and then I would bake it and just drop it off to them and stuff. So if they're not here when if it's gone already, then they have to either show up early or put an order in.
You might have made a mistake there getting ultra specific like that, because
that'll keep me out of trouble.
Oh man. I also know now that you do sugar-free. What options are those?
I have sugar-free blueberry muffins, sugar-free cinnamon buns, and sugar-free banana bread. And I'm expanding. I'm just practicing to make sure it's okay before I bring it out to the customers. So, but there's a demand for it, so I gotta.
Yeah, you gotta meet the demand.
Exactly. So,
Are there a bunch of health-conscious dogs out there too?
Yes, I also started making dog treats, so they're all fresh and healthy. And so yeah, I got pumpkin and peanut butter and carrot, and I do sweet potato every now and then. But it all depends. But the first three are the favorites. So the dogs tell me.
What's your hope for the future? Because you've been doing this about 15 years now. You say you love the vibe, you love the atmosphere. What do you hope for years to come when it comes to the downtown? There's changes on Graham Avenue, and you want people to come. That's the obvious answer.
As long as I can still bake, I'll be here.
And as long as I can still eat, I'll be eating. Rochelle.
Okay, thank you, Ainsley. Then your good business plan. Poor air quality worsened by Canadian wildfires is having an effect not just on our breathing, but also our hearts. CTV's Pauline Chan has a look at new research.
Researchers from the University Health Network were looking at particles known as PM 2.5, particulate matter that is 2.5 micrometers or less in the air.
They actually can cross over into the bloodstream. And of course, the bloodstream then, goes to the heart.
The researchers used MRIs to study how long-term air pollution from wildfires, as well as other sources like cars and industry, affect the heart.
The link or the association between long-term air pollution exposure and scarring in the heart. Scarring, just like you might get if you cut your arm. If you have an injury to part of your body, like the heart muscle, it can heal with scarring. And that can lead to downstream problems, including heart failure.
The postal codes of the 694 participants were used to determine their level of PM 2.5 exposures.
This shows that if you are exposed to more air pollution, even at the relatively low levels that we experience within Ontario currently, you are at higher risk of having a little bit more fibrosis in the heart.
Dr. Kate Hanneman says the effects are subtle.
What we found was women, those who had a history of smoking, and those who had hypertension had the highest risk.
People in the high-risk groups and those with existing heart problems should pay closer attention to air quality levels and avoid staying outside when the pollution is high. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
All right, looking now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. It is already starting to warm up outside. You're going to be feeling it today. So I've been saying, if you don't like those scorching temps, get outside this morning, enjoy it while it's a little more pleasant, because it is going to become incredibly hot this afternoon with well above seasonal temperatures expected no matter where you are. We're now at 19 degrees, bumped up another couple from the past hour alone. Melita at 21. For the most part, everybody's in the high teens right now. Melita just a couple degrees warmer than that, and we've even got some 20 degrees showing up in the Paw right now, with mid to high teens throughout the rest of northern Manitoba. Your temperatures too will be on the rise today, climbing a little hotter than you might expect. But the only place with the heat warnings is southern Manitoba. So there you can see all through the south and parts of northwestern Ontario. Anything in the pink, that's the heat warning, and then the red over the Big Lakes, that's a wind warning. Now we too will notice those winds increasing throughout the day today, at times gusting to about 50 kilometers per hour. Still on the clearer side for now. That will likely change. We've got some showers moving through central Manitoba and through northern Manitoba as well, although the precipitation doesn't read up north on the satellite image. Along with that precipitation comes, of course, the heat, but the temperatures on the rise, and we're really going to be feeling it today. Mid-20s through the north, high 20s here, and that's just our noontime temperatures. Climbing higher yet and hitting up into those low 30s later today. Not just today, tomorrow too, another low 30s day with the possibility of some showers or thunderstorms rolling through overnight, and even some scattered precipitation is possible through tomorrow. A slight cool down, only slightly, as we're looking ahead to the weekend before the temperatures start to ramp up again as we continue on through next week. We're taking a break right now, but we'll be back with more CTV Morning Live.
Good morning. School's out and many neighborhood playgrounds are full. The busier they are, the higher the risk for bumps, falls, and concussions. CTV's Sasha Petramala reports on what to watch out for.
1, 2, 3. Summer is in full swing at this local Twilliger playground. These kids are carefree, but their parents are close by and aware of concussion risks.
I'm always worried, even for other kids, I'm worried.
I'm usually on my child like a hawk. I don't usually leave her side.
Cody Isaac, owner of Isaac Physiotherapy, says she sees an increase of youth patients walking through her door this time of year.
The sports change, for sure. The activities change in the summer from the winter. A little bit more rough and tumble, a little bit more out there.
According to Alberta Health Services, 70% of concussion injuries in children are from falling.
It's a perfect way for a child to slip and fall and bang their head as well. So, and I've seen that happen many times as well. Just kids are falling all over the place on these hard surfaces.
Concussion symptoms in young children are subtle and harder to diagnose.
Parents are really good at picking up whether the child is feeling well or not. They don't always know why, and their first reason might be, well, they might have a flu, or they might not be feeling well for a reason, and they might not put it together with what happened on a playground.
AHS says to look out for lingering headaches and changes in behavior, including how your child plays, eats, or sleeps. If you are not sure, seek professional help.
Parents can make sure that they're not saying, oh, well, we'll just wait and see. Get the assessment. Be sure one way or the other.
Playing safely does not mean sacrificing fun.
I want everyone to be able to engage and be able to engage safely.
Just be very hands-on with what they're doing, right?
Sasha Petramala, CTV News, Edmonton.
If you have an eye for detail, notice patterns easily that others might not see, the Winnipeg Police Service may be looking for you. Every year, the Winnipeg Police Service focuses on crime, the types of crimes, and some of the growing risk in our city. The WPS Crime and Intelligence Analysis Unit uses crime numbers to see if there are any ways to better investigate, track trends, and tackle some of the emerging crime threats. Our next guest is the Winnipeg Police Service's most experienced and longest-serving crime and intelligence analyst, Riley Johansson. Good morning, Riley.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. You've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, long enough.
Tell us what it is about the job that you enjoy so much.
I think our days are very dynamic. So no 2 days are the same when you come into that office. You can get pulled in a variety of directions, so it makes it a fast-paced environment, and it's exciting.
Technology is a big part of your job. Tell us exactly what you do on a day-to-day basis.
So our analysts, we're each assigned portfolios. So those portfolios are going to be an area of focus or a unit that we generally support. So those units are going to be largely investigative units. So it might be major crimes, homicide, drug enforcement, guns and gangs, organized crime. Those analysts that are assigned will look for patterns, trends, series, and help support investigations. They'll be looking at, for example, large data sets, might be communication data, where they are essentially taking a large amount of information and try to make it digestible for investigators, so those investigators can ultimately make better informed decisions on their investigations.
So, for example, you would get phone records, and then you would try to crunch what you're seeing and sort of make it make sense in case of a crime.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, and so is this difficult work? Is it?
It can be tedious. Okay. I think that if you think about just the data that we have access to every day, whether it's phones, your financial data. I think as police, we're collecting a lot more of that data for our investigations and in support of our investigations. So to analyze it for meaning and relevance and context, it can be difficult at times because you have a lot of data. We're also, we have to speak to the data. We need to be impartial, and we need to provide that information, the relevant information, to investigators and ultimately the courts.
And helping to solve crime.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and so right now you're in the process of trying to hire new people. Tell us what you're looking for.
That's correct. We have 3 vacancies right now, and we are essentially looking for the minimum requirements are a bachelor's degree in a related field, so social science, criminology, and then there's going to be some professional experience that's required. It's going to be at least 3 years in a related field. That's going to be different types of analysis. There's a lot of analysts, both private and public sector out there. So we're looking for somebody to come in into our unit that has a little bit of professional experience and has that minimum requirement of a bachelor's degree.
So if someone's watching this right now, they think, maybe I qualify for this, what would you tell them about your job that is so that you love so much?
Just like I said, I think that every day is a little bit different. I think that, and no 2 investigations are the same, so there's not a boilerplate that every day you come in and you're doing the exact same thing. I think every day it's a little bit different, or priorities change, or investigative priorities change, service priorities change. So I think that, like, as analysts, we need to be able to be dynamic with our approach, and I think that's kind of the exciting part of the job is, again, every day is a little bit different, so it's exciting.
Which is fun, yeah.
Yeah, it is fun.
So if someone's watching, how do they apply?
They could go online. They can just search Crime and Intelligence Analyst, Winnipeg Police online, and the steps are laid out for them on the winnipeg.ca and police website.
And we'll, of course, have a link on our website as well. Thank you, Riley, for sharing this with
You're
us.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
Have fun on the job.
Thank you.
All right, it is going to be warm today. It's going to be hot today. It's warm right now, but it felt hotter yesterday. Yesterday, of course, we had that humidity, which was much higher. Now this morning, the humidity is a little less extreme. 17 degrees, a bit of a breeze, just 11 clicks right now out of the south-southeast. The pressure is falling, that humidity sitting at 68%. There's also a bit of extra cloud cover this morning. Not at this very moment. They just cleared out. I was standing here in the shadow of clouds. I was like, oh, it's actually quite pleasant. Not that it's not pleasant, but you can feel that heat as soon as the sun comes out from behind the clouds, although we will see those clouds off and on throughout the day today. More of a mix of sun and cloud than that intense heat that we had yesterday morning with no clouds visible. Now, humidity, like I said, has dropped a little bit, but precipitation looms, and west central Manitoba, we've been watching it there on the satellite image, and while we can't see it on the satellite image, we know it's moving across northern Manitoba as well. We'll get our chance with it, but it won't be until tonight. So throughout the day today, we'll get that sunshine, we'll get the heat. We're also going to get some really strong winds picking up, and all of that is really going to dry things up. So I've been saying you're going to have to water your own plants today, and then Mother Nature might do a round of that tonight with some possible showers or thunderstorms overnight. But on the other side of that, maybe a rainbow. Well, maybe not overnight. But anyway, beautiful rainbows spotted on Canada Day in the Douglas area. This picture snapped by Nancy. Keep the photos coming, please, to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
CTV Morning Live Weather is brought to you by Destination Dinner Stage, Manitoba's only musical dinner theater.
The Winnipeg Sea Bears season continues, and we want you to be a part of the action. The Sea Bears will hit the court against the Calgary Surge on July 17th. So if you want to be in the stands, we've got the contest for you. CTV Morning Live is giving away a family pack of 4 tickets to give away to the game. Head over to our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and hit our contest page for all the entry details. Don't miss your shot.
Canada's benchmark stock index, the S&P TSX Composite, rose modestly yesterday and will begin today's trading day at 26,869 points. In the U.S., the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq Composite Index both moved higher, and stock market futures contracts were higher this morning. Investors around the world will be watching a key release of economic data in the U.S. this morning. New employment numbers are due, and evidence of a sharply weakening jobs market could boost expectations that the U.S. Federal Reserve Board is more likely to cut its benchmark interest rate on June the 30th. That could boost stocks, drive the price of gold higher, and weaken the U.S. dollar. Finally, the Canadian dollar was trading this morning at 73.6 cents U.S. The loonie is up 6.5% versus the greenback since early March. From the BNN Bloomberg Newsroom in Toronto, I'm Paul Bagnall.
CTV Morning Live is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
An 18-year-old dancer and designer from Opaskwayak Cree Nation is taking his designs to the runways of Milan. In September, designer Drayden Flet Roulette is only 18 years old, and he'll be showing his styles in one of the world's biggest fashion shows in Italy. Joining us now is designer Drayden Flet Roulette. Good morning, Drayden.
Oh my God, good morning.
Oh my goodness, how exciting. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here with us.
I'm so happy to be here.
So how did this all start for you, designing? Art has been a big part of your life since you were young. How did you transition from art and expressing yourself through art to designing pieces that are going to be shown at a fashion show?
So there's 2 parts to my fashion odyssey.
Yeah.
So the first part, I started sewing in 2020, and I'm sure we all have hardships in 2020, trials and tribulations. And I learned how to sew through out of my curiosity. My mom taught me how to sew because they would, without cultural practices, you know, the restrictions were down, up, and we couldn't really practice our culture. But one thing there was people had their own face mask business.
Oh, right.
So yeah, that's what they would be doing at the table.
Okay.
And you know, like I said, I'm curious if art, in any way, pretty much anything I can get my hands on. So I learned how to work the sewing machine, and back then it was such an intimidating machine to look at. And you know, like it's like a huge thing, but now it's just a pedal to me.
Really?
But so she taught me how to work it, and from there I knew that it would be like not a task, not a chore, but a hobby. And I would take her mask orders, and when she went to work. And there's this one time we made 200 masks in like a span of a week, and it was for the MMIW movement, so that was really inspiring. And that's one part of the story. And I like to include everything. The second part takes place in high school. I was in grade 10 and I joined my high school's dance team. And it really opened my eyes to theatrical and performance art. And from there, the passion with sewing, and it was a really fast passion when I got into dancing. And the combination of the two struck the passion for fashion.
Okay, and then you were in Allie's Ribbons. You were shown back in April. You were in a show back then, and then that's when you and Allie connected. She saw some of your designs. You brought some of the designs here. Tell us a little bit about what influences your work and what inspires you.
So everything I create always starts off with me having something to say, whether that's psychological, that's economical, or culturally. Okay. And it's always to endorse something revolutionary. So with the evolution of my work, it starts off as cultural, and then it leads more to avant-garde, and that's just to balance the modern life with our people. And because we need education, we need to live in a society like today, but we also need our culture, and that's what I am really inspired by when it comes to my work. So you're going to see a lot of I guess avant-garde fashion and cultural fashion.
Cool. Okay.
So I first started to work on ribbon skirts when I started designing. So this is what I would start off with, making for the community and for my family. And
look at that.
Yeah. So
and you sewn all of this.
Yes. Yeah.
So much detail. I don't know if you could see all the detail there at home, but
Thank you.
Every little piece is sewn on. It's so beautiful. It's stunning. Okay, what else you got here?
And then as I kind of experimented with fashion, I started to mix it up a little bit to create to push innovation. So I created ribbon pants, applique pants.
Wow.
And also one thing, when you and on a more cultural level, I'm really inspired by vintage wear. So this is pretty disco. When I'm when I'm with my team, they say this looks like a 70s disco outfit.
A dancing queen, indeed. This show in Milan, how excited are you? We're almost out of time already.
Oh my God, I can't even begin to tell you.
You have to come back and share how it went.
It's crazy.
This is happening in September.
Yes.
Good luck to you. We'll be rooting for you, and then come back and show us how it went.
For sure. Oh my God.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, I love the sparkle of that. Imagine how that would shine in the sunshine today. It's 19 degrees, and you can see that beautiful blue sky above. South-southeast winds, 12 kilometers per hour. The pressure is falling. Humidity sitting at 61%. Some sunshine. Yes, we might see a few more clouds building through the day today. Areas off to the west of us, a few more clouds yet, and through west central Manitoba. That's where we're seeing a bit of precipitation, which is also moving across northern Manitoba. It just doesn't read on our satellite image, but you can bet that a few places today will be hit with some showers, maybe even some thunderstorms. But no matter where you are, even with that precipitation, the heat will be felt today, and that includes us here in the southeast, where it's likely to stay on the drier side with a mix of sun and cloud, a hot high of 33 degrees, and a very strong wind increasing. So those winds out of the southeast at times to 50 kilometers per hour. You'll be glad for that moving air, though, with those temperatures on the rise today. Barely dropping overnight. Our overnight lows 20 degrees, well above seasonal. There is, however, that risk of a thunderstorm in the overnight hours. Winds out of the south tonight. They'll be shifting through the day tomorrow, and tomorrow the temperatures back up again into the low 30s. Now, with some lingering clouds, there is the possibility of some showers, and then temperatures settling down just a little bit for the weekend, closer to what is normal for this time of year. 25 degrees being seasonal. We might even slip just below that on Sunday before we're back up to normal, and then on the rise again. We'll be feeling that heat by the middle of next week.
Terry, police say a sharp-eyed employee spotted a man carrying a handgun at a Winnipeg mall. It happened Monday evening in the 1200 block of St. Mary's Road. That's near the intersection with Abinogi-Mi'kmaq, where St. Vital Centre is located. Police say the worker noticed a man putting a gun into a satchel and notified security, who kept an eye on him until police arrived. A 35-year-old man was arrested and is accused of carrying a handgun, ammo, a knife, and a couple grams of cocaine. No one was injured and no threats were made. Police would not identify them all. A Winnipeg towing company has taken the city to court, alleging its competitor was given preferential treatment over contracts worth millions of dollars. Bison's Towing's lawsuit takes issue with two separate contracts that were awarded to Tartan Towing last year. One was for the city's parking authority and the other for police. Bison says it had the strongest offers, and it claims Tartan should have been disqualified because of ongoing legal issues between it and the city. Bison claims it lost out on more than $4 million a year, on top of money it spent upgrading its storage space to meet the contract requirements. The City of Winnipeg declined to comment as the matter is before the courts. Tartan Towing is not named as a defendant. Education officials in Quebec are speaking out against a new draft regulation from the province outlining a total cell phone ban and new civility rules in schools.
The minister is coming out with rules about proper etiquette and formal ways to address people, and a cell phone ban, while we're dealing with, hundreds of millions of dollars of cuts.
New civility rules would also come into effect as well. What does that mean? Well, students will no longer be allowed to address teachers by their first names. They will now have to use sir or madame. A woman being sued by her ex-boyfriend over a Lotto 649 jackpot says she doesn't owe him a cent. That's according to her statement of defense filed last week. CTV's Daniel Homerson has been following this case closely, and as he shows you now, Crystal McKay denies ghosting her ex after collecting the $5 million prize.
A Manitoba woman who won the lottery says the ticket was a gift and the $5 million jackpot is rightfully hers and hers alone. Crystal McKay is being sued by her ex-boyfriend Lawrence Campbell 16 months after cashing in a Lotto 649 ticket.
Manitoba's newest lottery millionaire, Crystal McKay of Winnipeg.
According to his lawsuit filed in May, Campbell alleges he bought the ticket for himself in January 2024, but was told he couldn't claim the winnings because he didn't have valid ID or a bank account. Instead, he alleges he was instructed to let McKay publicly claim the prize and hold on to the money until he got his affairs in order. In a statement of defense filed in Manitoba's Court of King's Bench on June 27th, McKay says Campbell gave her the ticket as a birthday present.
And she's been asking me for like 3 weeks already just to get a ticket, but I never went and got one. So, and then we finally drove by one, and I was like, hey, I might as well just go get you one right now then. So.
She claims after checking the winning numbers online, she scanned and signed the ticket at a Shoppers Drug Mart with Campbell recording the moment. The statement of defense says, quote, the plaintiff stated in the video he recorded that his girl won the lotto. At no point did he state he won. McKay says she signed documents at the Western Canada Lottery Corporation a couple days later, stating she was the sole owner of the ticket. McKay says there was never a discussion between the couple or with the Lottery Corporation that she was claiming the prize on his behalf. Further, she alleges Campbell signed a release stating, quote, he did not have any claim to or interest in the ticket or any prize resulting to the ticket holder. Campbell claims McKay dumped him shortly after and kept the money for herself. He also alleges she, quote, ghosted him by cutting off contact. McKay said in her statement that she asked to end the relationship nearly a month before the lottery win and denies any allegation she ghosted him. In an emailed statement, Campbell's lawyer says, quote, the defense filed by Ms. McKay is logically contrarian, emotionally aggressive, and legally unsound at every turn, let alone patently unreasonable. None of the claims have been tested in court. Daniel Homerson, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The Western Canada Lottery Corporation and Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries were also named as defendants in the lawsuit. It alleges Campbell was given bad advice and wasn't warned of the inherent risk of allowing his then partner to claim the winnings. Both corporations filed statements of defense this week. The corporations say they either deny the allegations or have no knowledge of them. The statement says they do not owe a duty of care to Campbell, and they ask that the claim be dismissed with costs. Here's a look now at what's happening on the St. James Bridge. It looks like things are moving well over here. Traffic volumes appear light at this point. If you see any issues out on the streets, though, please let us know. And here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.34. The provincial average is $1.30. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.28. The lowest price in the city is $1.16. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
Price at the Pump brought to you by kidneycard.ca. Get a free tow and attach your seat for value of your car.
Let's check in now on our question of the day. We wanted to know what's the best thing you've ever found at a farmer's market. Selena says Live Edge handmade wood furniture products at the market near Clear Lake. Tracy says East St. Paul Market custom fragrant soaps. Our question of the day is moved from Twitter. So now we want you to text your answer along with your name to 10400. Make sure to follow the automated instructions so we can feature your response. Let's go back now to the farmers market with our Ainsley McPhail, who's been showing us all kinds of really cool products that are being sold there right now as we speak. Good morning.
Yes, Rochelle, and you mentioned soaps, I think. Nourish Luxury Essentials alongside Joy Idoko is what we're going to be talking about now. And I have already smelt about 5 or 6 of them. Amazing. How did you get all started with this? How did it all begin for you?
Okay, so I actually bought the business of someone, and I've always wanted to, like, back before I relocated to Canada, I've always been into skincare. I've always loved my skin. I've always made stuff that's natural and safe for the skin. So what we opted to do, when I found this opportunity, I jumped at it, and we started on it immediately. So I think it was me being prepared and the opportunity meeting me. So it was just a good time for me.
And the variety, my goodness, whether it be champagne or even birthday cake, I see. Yes. How do you make them?
So we use premium oils sourced in Canada, and we use a bit of light. So it's just being creative. Just sometimes what hits us, sometimes I just feel like, oh, I would love to smell this on my soap, on my skin, or in my bathroom when I'm done. And I imagine my customers, this is one of our best sellers too. Imagine our customers who love to smell like champagne and strawberries, just that luxurious feeling, because we're into premium luxury too. So that's what we do.
What would you say is the most creative scent that you've either come up with or put out to the shelf?
I'll say most of the scents that, that's a difficult question. So I do love a few of our scents, but one of my favorite would be brown sugar and fig. Yeah. Brown sugar and fig. That will be in the hair butters. Then we also have pink sugar. I do love the sweet smelling scents, so I love those. Then for our soap, it would be this is also a favorite. It smells like ice cream. So.
Oh, I love me some. Okay, so, but this is body oil?
Yes, these are body oils. So.
And is it curated differently than these?
Yes, they are. So there will be a mixture of premium oils like jojoba oils, castor oil mixed together just to give you that feel. It's really silky on the skin. It sits and absorbs really well on the skin. So good one.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to have to wash my hands 5 times over to get that scent.
I mean, this is really lovely, so you should enjoy for sure.
Oh, they're excited about it too. All right, come downtown to the market. There's over 30 vendors. There's going to be a live performance today and people answering questions about transit and that new system. Back to you, Rochelle.
I love that. Thank you, Ainsley. Let's go out to the rooftop now. It's a good day to go outside and do some shopping.
Yes, just make sure that you're already slathered up with the sunscreen before you head out. Sunglasses wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm blinded right now by that sunshine. It's going to get hot today too, so make sure you've got some water with you and are staying hydrated throughout the day today. 19 degrees with south-southeast winds, 12 kilometers per hour. The pressure falling, humidity sitting at 61%. Just gave my flowers another drink. Remember, we're still trying to come back from their sad day over the weekend. It got so hot, they dehydrated. Yesterday, gave them a bit of water. I'm going to give them another one. I do think that we're going to get some thunderstorms overnight, but throughout the day today, 33 degrees and some really strong winds. So not only the heat, but the winds will dry you up too. So you may want to look after your plants, look after your pets too, and any of the more vulnerable people in your lives. Check in on them. The kind of heat that we're feeling today has prompted heat warnings issued by Environment Canada all throughout southern Manitoba and parts of east central Manitoba, northwestern Ontario also included under those heat warnings today. A bit of precipitation through west central Manitoba will move off to the east central side eventually. Northern Manitoba also in for a bit of rain today. Not likely here in the south. Our precipitation probably won't move through until tonight, which is why I hydrated the flowers. But that possibility of storms, they could be severe, waking us up in the wee morning hours before we're back to the heat again tomorrow, feeling it for the rest of this week. Taking a break right now. We'll be back in a moment with more CTV Morning Live.
Weather brought to you by Blinds Are Beautiful at 900 Lorimer Boulevard, featuring Hunter Douglas shades.
Good morning, it's 8:45. It's that time of year again, and CTV, along with Chicken Chef, want to see how you're soaking up the Manitoba summer. Whether it's concerts, golf, or getaways, share your best photo with us. These are just a few of the amazing moments from last year, and now it's your turn. Share your favorite summer photo for a chance to win the $5,000 grand prize. On top of that, there are daily draws where you can also score $50 Chicken Chef gift certificates. Plus, you will also take home a stylish fire table and patio umbrella from Discount Furniture Winnipeg. It's perfect for making your backyard the ultimate summer hangout spot. So get snapping, share your summer magic with us. 5 Alberta swimmers will hit the water overseas while donning red and white. The group was selected to represent Canada at the Commonwealth Lifesaving Championships. As CTV's Tyler Barrow explains, the 5 make up a significant portion of Team Canada.
It's training time for Cochrane water ninja Jack Dunza. The 18-year-old is getting ready to represent Team Canada at the Royal Lifesaving Society's Commonwealth Lifesaving Championships.
I'm super pumped to be here. It's been a long training session to get to this point, but I'm super excited.
He will be joined by 4 other members from the Water Ninjas. The quintet is looking to make a splash at the competition in Wales from July 8th to 13th, going up against the sport's top athletes from Commonwealth nations.
It's just so much fun to get to bond with all these athletes who love the sport as much as you do.
Really excited, especially with 4 other of our teammates.
The 5 will compete in events like mannequin tow, line throw, and relay races. The sport encourages participation in life-saving activities while further developing life-saving practices. The athletes competed in the 2025 Alberta and Northwest Territories Pool Life-Saving Championships in Calgary. That was one of the competitions Team Canada used in their selection process. A total of 20 athletes cracked Canada's roster. With a quarter coming from the Cochrane Water Ninjas, it shows that even if it's wet, iron still sharpens iron.
It's absolutely incredible. I think it shows to the skill and the work effort that we as water ninjas put in.
We just being able to race against each other and train every single day really pushes us to be the best version of ourselves.
The group leaves for the Commonwealth Championships July 6th. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Cochrane.
Took a little road trip up to the oh-so-scenic Gimli. We're at the Gimli Glider Museum, and I'm joined by President Barb Gluck today. Barb, let's entice people to come on up here because this is such a cool space. Why don't you give us an overview of what this is about?
Commonly acknowledged as one, if not the top, aviation story in the world. Gimli was fortunate to have it happen here with a out-of-fuel plane, 69 passengers on board, seeking a landing spot. And Gimli ended up being the decommissioned racetrack, former airport for the Canadian Air Force, and they've landed here on a racetrack, and that has evolved into changes in aviation. For us, it's evolved into a huge tourism attraction. We see people from around the world that come to visit us to see this tremendous story. We're fortunate in that we have significant pieces that were involved in the history. We have parts of the plane. We've actually now, with the donation funds that have come in, we have purchased the cockpit where this all happened for 21 minutes in the sky. And the cockpit will be returning to Gimli to be refurbished back to its colors of 1983. And installed at the commemorative park that's currently underway over at the landing site.
Very nice.
So it's a whole lot still going on, and there's always something new to come and see. We get a lot of repeat visitors. We get people that have company from around the world that are so proud to bring them here to see this history.
Yeah. And I mean, you just gave us a little bit of tease why we have something to look forward to. But even if you're coming down now this summer, there's so many cool things. You're going to learn the whole story, and it really is a remarkable one, as you mentioned, that ends in a good news story, of course, too. But the simulator, we have to talk about that because honestly, it is probably one of the coolest museum exhibits that I've seen in Manitoba, possibly in Canada. It might be the coolest museum exhibit in Canada. Tell us about the simulator.
The simulator was a vision right from the start because we wanted to educate people about what really happened, and especially the youngsters to learn this history. So it became important to us to offer a simulation, and we have staff that were capable of building that program. So the simulation is the same weather condition, the same atmospheric conditions. It's on the runway. It's 8 miles out, same aircraft, no engines operating, and they get to sit in a 2-scale cockpit operating professional equipment and try and attempt to land the plane.
And it's stuff like that that just takes this from a regular museum where you would be looking at the exhibits to an interactive experience. Before we go on, you've got something new. So even if you've been here before, a reason to come back.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This is not from the Gimli glider, but it is from an Air Canada plane. It was gifted to us from somebody that recovered it, and we had Captain Pearson sign it, and it is the Air Canada logo that came off a plane. And so we do have that on the wall. That's one of our newer things to look at, too, his signature there.
Very cool. That reason and so many more to come on out to Gimli this summer. Check out the Gimli Glider Museum. Thanks so much, Barb.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is a fun trip. And, I mean, Gimli, go and just hang out by the waterside. Pop on over to the museum then when it gets too hot because it's air conditioned, and just enjoy the drive. Here's a look outside in Winnipeg, and it's absolutely stunning. Plenty of sunshine to kick us off this morning, but we're already starting to feel the heat. It's 19 degrees now with a south-southeast wind 12 clicks. The pressure is falling and the humidity sitting at 61%. That breeze will be getting a whole lot stronger throughout the day today. On the clearer side now in the southeast, but seeing the clouds and more than that, a bit of precipitation moving through central Manitoba on the western side anyway, making its way off to east central Manitoba for later on today. Northern Manitoba also in for a bit of precipitation and a whole lot of heat. Temperatures today, no matter where you are, will be above seasonal. Mid to even some high 20s, showers, thunderstorms expected across parts of northern Manitoba. Even hotter yet here in northwestern Manitoba. High 20s. You might even hit low 30s for today. That's a few degrees above what you would expect this time of year, when low 20s would be normal for this time of year. Here in the south, 25 degrees would be a seasonal daytime high, and instead low 30s expected with those showers, maybe some thunderstorms. It might take until tonight before we see that precipitation. Through the daytime, it's just going to be sunny and hot. Breezy, though, that wind increasing at times, gusting to 50 clicks. So winds just adding that additional dry factor to today. Make sure that you're slathering up with the sunscreen, staying hydrated, and just being smart when we're getting to those peak temperatures. Find a space to keep yourself cool. It'll be a struggle because both today and tomorrow, the temperatures will be hitting up into the low 30s with that chance of overnight storms, but even some possible lingering precipitation tomorrow. A slight cool down for the weekend, back to seasonal, maybe even dropping another couple degrees Sunday. A few extra clouds, but it's not long before the temperatures are on the rise again. Back to seasonal and even above as we continue on throughout next week. Taking a break right now, but we'll be back with more CTV Morning Live.
Rooftop arrangements provided by Lacoste Garden Center.
Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
Let's wrap up this Thursday show, and if you're feeling those midweek blues, this might be just what you need.
If you're having a bad day, I don't have advice for you. I do have this for you.
Not bad at all. Blossom may not have any advice for you, but she knows that Birdie the goat always brightens up dull days, and she's not kidding.
Aww.
With those two little faces.
Cute.
That does it. And ever wonder what's inside our planets? Well, thanks to AI, you don't have to anymore. Check this out. That's kind of neat. Look at that. From Earth's molten iron to a gaseous and gooey to red dusty Mars. So cool to see. Look at Saturn.
Good old
That's
AI.
cool. Look at that. It's all blue. It's fascinating.
Those look like those giant jawbreakers.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Hello. Was that Jupiter had a baby?
That does it for us. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.